Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Pippins pregame show. I'm Chris Rosado Jr. Thank you so much for tuning in. The Pippins had an off day last night following their 4-3 victory over the Bellingham Bells on Sunday to win the series 2 games out of 3, as well as the season series 4-2 in the season series against the Bells. A potential matchup between the Bells and Pippins could be coming in the first round of the playoffs if the Bells are able to win the second half, or if the Pippins win the second half, the Bells could win by being the second best team in the second half as well. We've seen 2 great series between both the Sweets and the Bells, both potential opponents for the Pippins in the postseason. When we come back after the break, I'll take you through Sunday night's game with the Bells, including the come-from-behind heroics, the first time the Pippins have ever come from behind when they were trailing by 3 to come back and win a game. Tonight, the Pippins kick off a 3-game series with the Highline Bears, a team out of the PIL, the same as the Redmond Dudes, who the Pippins played earlier in the season. The league allows players affiliated with colleges as well as players no longer affiliated with colleges, hoping to be affiliated with the college, as well as ex-pros. The Bears have a couple of non-affiliated players out of driveline programs looking to find some colleges, trying to get some playing time so that they can get onto some rosters. 3 games for the Pippins and Bears ahead today through Thursday, and then the Pippins take off for Cowlitz to face the Black Bears Friday through Sunday. When we come back, I'll have that recap for you right here on the Pippins pregame show.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we'd gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
Les Schwab Tires, proud to be ranked #1 in overall customer satisfaction for aftermarket tire replacement by J.D. Power 2 years in a row.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Pippins pregame show. I'm Chris Rosado Jr. The Pippins, coming off a 4-3 victory Sunday night, did not always look like they were going to walk away with the win. Seth Kuykendall started on the mound for the Pippins, ran into a little bit of trouble in the first inning. Does have 8 RBI on the season thus far. Here's the 2-2. Off speed, lined into center, dropping quickly, and will drop in front of Chase Graves for a base hit. So Jernan scores from third, Hamakawa to second, and Charlie Somm with an RBI base hit allows the first Bells run of the game. After giving up that run, Kuykendall got a little backup from his defense. Couple of great plays on defense helped him get through the next 3 innings. Here's the 0-1. Grounder up the middle, diving stop by the shortstop, flips it to Chaz Myers at second, and the Pippins get out of the first with just the 1 run scored. A great play. Here's the 3-1 to Seth Kuykendall. Swung on and grounded over to Blake Dickman, who makes the diving stop from his knees, throws to Kuykendall, who steps on the bag, and a great play all around by the Pippins for the first out to retire Yugo Hamakawa. In the fourth, the Bells added a couple more runs against Kuykendall this season. Here's the 1-2. Lined hard into left. Noah Williamson back. It's over his head. Bounces on the warning track. Both runs will score easily. Williamson plays it off the wall. It goes to second, not in time, as Emilio Corona, with his second 2-run double in as many games for the Bells, puts the Bells on top 3-0. And the Pippins answered in the bottom of the fourth. Look at this hit from Blake Dickman. Here's the 1-2. And Dickman hits this one deep to left. Looking up is Cole Hinkleman, and he will watch it go. This game is tied in the bottom of the fourth inning on the 3-run home run by Blake Dickman. For the second time this week, Blake Dickman picks up his pitcher, Seth Kuykendall, a 2-run home run in the top of the 8th inning back on Monday in Walla Walla. To put the Pippins out in front 5-3. They eventually win that one to clinch the first half in the North Division, and a 3-run home run here in the bottom of the 4th ties this game up at 3. The first 3. Kuykendall lasted 4 innings on the mound for the Pippins. Tyler Frieders took over for the final 5, keeping the Bells quiet the entire 5 innings. Will Armbruster, who had started on the mound for the Bells, he went 7 innings, and outside of that 4th inning was nearly perfect against the Pippins. The Bells finally make a change in the 8th, and the Pippins made them pay. Bryce Martin Grudzelanek digs in, first pitch swinging, and lines this one deep to left. Does it have the distance? It's off the top of the 16-foot wall here in Yakima. Bryce on his way to second. Slow to get to it was Cole Hinkleman after the awkward hop off the wall. And Bryce Martin Grudzelanek with his second double of the season leads things off here in the bottom of the 8th. Leads the team in doubles with 11. Would be a big time for another one. Lines over the head of the shortstop, Ty Saunders. Bryce getting waved around. He will score before the throw gets into the infield. And Chaz Myers, not a double, but an RBI base hit, gives the Pippins the lead for the first time tonight. They lead 4-3 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. So that was it for that game on Sunday night. The Pippins come from behind, come from a 3-run deficit the first time this season. They've come back from more than 2 runs to win a game. So good job for them on Sunday. They come into tonight facing the Highline Bears in a non-league game. Pippins are 6-0 in non-league action. We'll be right back with lineups and first pitch on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Stay connected and let Perry Technical Institute provide you with essential skills to take your career to the next level. Perry Tech offers 14 specialized programs, from instrumentation and industrial automation to medical technologies, agricultural and diesel equipment technology, and professional truck driving. In as little as 5 weeks, you could be on your way to a new rewarding career. Call Perry Technical Institute today at 509-453-0374 or visit perrytech.edu.
What has not traveling this last year really cost us? How about our peace of mind? It's time for a change of pace. Time to put aside the stress of the last year and get a new perspective with Fly YKM. Take back the time you lost and save time for what really matters. It's time for Fly YKM. Fly faster. Fly safer. Visit flyykm.com and connect to over 88 cities today.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Yakima County Stadium. First game of a 3-game series between the Yakima Valley Pippins and the visiting Highline Bears out of the Pacific International League. Take you through tonight's starting lineups, brought to you by the Yakima Herald Republic. For the best sports coverage in the Yakima Valley, subscribe to the Yakima Herald Republic, either in print or online. You can subscribe by calling 577-7755. The Yakima Herald Republic, they tell your stories. For the Highline Bears, Devin Carter, the shortstop, will lead off, followed by Jaron Larson, who will play left field. Nate Blocker, the DH, will hit third, and Jake Angelico will hit cleanup and play center field. Trey Hutt, the first baseman, hits fifth tonight. Ronnie Moss, the right fielder, will hit sixth. Lucas Delisle will hit seventh and be behind the plate tonight for the Bears. Aaron Lampinen, the third baseman, hits seventh, and Robbie Vandergrift will play second base and round out the bottom of the order for the Highline Bears. On the mound for the Bears, when we get to that point, will be Gavin Ledlow, a freshman out of Linfield College. On the mound for the Yakima Valley Pippins to start this game off, Weston Janeves. The first pitch misses high. Defensively for the Pippins, Taylor Holder out in left field, Chase Graves in center, and Alex Shanks in right. Bryce Martin Grudzelanek gets the start at third base today. The shortstop is Spencer Marenko, and Alex Fernandez starts at second. High fly ball off the bat of Devin Carter. Shallow left field. Taylor Holder in to make the catch for out number one. Willie Lajoie starting at first base tonight for the Pippins, and a new Pippin to the roster, Brock Melenda, behind the plate. Just recently graduated from Gonzaga Prep High School. Will be attending Yakima Valley College in the fall. Of course, the coaching staff for these Pippins out of Yakima Valley College. Here's Jaron Larson, a left-handed hitter, Takes the first pitch up high for a ball. Some high praise for Melinda coming into this game as Crest Angel. Very excited to have him with the Yaks and excited to get him a few games of action here with the Pippins. Pitch on the inside taken for a called ball by Larson. It's 2-0. One out, nobody on here in the top of the first. Janeves works out of the stretch exclusively. Here's the 2-0. And that one misses on the inside as well. A couple of pitches that looked close, but missed inside according to home plate umpire Jordan Smart. Eric Swift on the bases. Same two umpires who just worked the series for the Pippins against the Bellingham Bells this weekend. They had the off day yesterday and showed up here to work the next 3 games here in Yakima Valley. Called strike on the outside corner this time to Larson. Pippins and Bears will play Tuesday through Thursday. Non-league game for the Pippins. They're 6-0 in non-league play. Here's the 3-1 outside corner. Same exact location and called a strike again. So full count for Jaron Larson with 1 out and nobody on. Following these 3 games, the Pippins will take off for Cowlitz for a weekend series Friday through Sunday. Have the off day Monday and return home in West Coast League play on Tuesday. The payoff pitch, and that hit Larson on the back elbow. And so Nate Blocker will step to the plate for the first time. Started right about on time today here in Yakima. 99 degrees at first pitch. No clouds in the sky, but there is some smoke. Here's the first pitch to Blocker. That one on that outside corner. The same corner that was inside to Larson, and called the ball again to Blocker, who's a right-hander. There were a couple of wildfires over the last few days here in Yakima. Not sure if it's a new one that has brought all this smoke over. Janeves misses down, and it's 2-0. But the smoke never really got over here to the stadium over the weekend when the wildfires were burning just on the other side of the hills beyond the outfield fence. And today the smoke has traveled over here. Here's the 2-0. Runner takes off, lined the other way, out of play on the hit and run. Bounces off the right field fence in foul territory, so Larson will make the long jog back to first. It's 2-1. Janeves in West Coast League play, 5.68 ERA. Actually gave up his first earned runs in his last outing. Here's the 2-1 to Blocker. That one misses up high, and it's 3-1. Janeves had made 4 league appearances without allowing an earned run. He had allowed 3 runs unearned back on June 10th in Bellingham. But on July 6th, his latest appearance in Walla Walla, allowed 4 runs, all of them earned, getting just 1 out in the inning that he came into. He had come into that inning with 1 out as he walks Nate Blocker. And Melinda out for a quick chat with Janeves. In that game on July 6th, just a tough inning for the Pippins, who sent 3 pitchers out. Julian Todd and Chabot, who had pitched a 1-2-3 6th inning, came back out for the 7th, walked the first 3 batters, got a fielder's choice that scored a run, and then gave up a base hit that scored another run. Janeves came in, walked a few, a sacrifice fly, and a base hit. His day was done, and then the Pippins brought in Case Matter, who finally got the last out after a 2-run base hit allowed to the first batter that he faced, scoring the last 2 runs that Janeves was charged with in that inning. So rough outing, a chance for a bounce-back appearance, also a chance for him to get a few innings of work in. First pitch was a strike to Jake Angelico. Runners on first and second and 1 out. The 0-1 misses inside, and it's 1-1. Angelico, the cleanup hitter tonight for the Highline Bears, hits from the left side. First batter of this inning flew out to left, and then Janez hit Jaron Larson on a full count and walked Nate Blocker on 5 pitches. He throws back to second, and Larson dives in safely. The throw up high. Spencer Marenko gets a glove on. Janez, probably more than any other pitcher on the staff for the Pippins, has had the widest variety of outings, innings-wise. Here's the 1-1 to Angelico. Hard hit right at Willie Lajoie, who can't get the glove down to the dirt to pick it up. It goes into right. Around comes the first run. Angelico slipped rounding first, so he stays at first. The Nate Blocker to third, and Jaron Larson scores from second on the RBI base hit by Jake Angelico. Almost had himself a double. That'll bring Trey Hunt to the plate. Highline Bears with an early lead, 1-0 here in the top of the first inning. 1 out and runners on the corners. Trey Hunt, the first baseman, bats from the right side. Takes the first pitch outside for a ball. I was talking about the variety of outings that Janez has had innings-wise. He's had 2 outings in which he's thrown 3 innings. 1 in league play, 1 in non-league play. 1 outing was 2 innings. A couple of outings that lasted just 1 out, and some at the 1 inning mark. Hard hit grounder to Spencer Marenko at short, goes to second, and Fernandez, it goes right underneath his glove. He can't believe it. All the way to the right field line. The runner getting waved around to score is Jake Angelico, but he turns around. Now the runner off the bag at second is Hunt. Hunt caught up between second and third. Angelico caught up between home and third. Melendo fakes a throw. Throws to Bryce. It pops out of his glove. Hunt going back to second now. The runner, they're trying to hold on to the runners, and this has turned into a little bit of a farce. Hunt caught up between second and third. Finally tagged out by Alex Fernandez. 1 run scores on the play. Nate Blocker, who started at third base with runners on the corners, potential double play ball, turned into just 1 out. And Angelico, who could have been retired at second, instead finds himself on third base with 2 outs and Ronnie Moss at the plate. Gosh, I feel bad for the person who has to score that one. That's probably just going in my scorebook as a star and an out. Here's Ronnie Moss, the left-hander, checks his swing, gets a piece of it, fouled over towards the Pippins dugout. That's strike 1. Off the end of the bat, the other way, Spencer Marenko on the run, throws across the diamond. Lajoie stretches out, and Ronnie Moss legs out the infield base hit to drive in the 3rd run of the game for the Highline Bears. Well, to the credit of Weston Janez, he's throwing strikes, which the Pippins have wanted to see. In league play, he's thrown 12 walks, allowed 12 walks, and struck out 9 batters over 6 1/3 innings pitched. The Pippins just want to see him throw strikes, and he has been. The defense hasn't always been able to make the plays so far today. Alex Fernandez makes the catch on the outfield grass for out number 3. 3-run score for the Highline Bears in the top of the first. We head to the bottom of the first. Bears up 3-0. We'll be right back. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we'd gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
Les Schwab Tires. Proud to be ranked number 1 in overall customer satisfaction for aftermarket tire replacement by J.D. Power 2 years in a row.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
Welcome back for the bottom of the first inning. Pippins bat for the first time, trailing 3-0. First pitch taken for a called strike on the outside corner by Spencer Marenko. On the mound for the Highline Bears, Gavin Ludlow, freshman out of Linfield College. Spencer Marenko leads things off for the Pippins here today. Lines one into center field. Jake Angelico over towards his left and makes the catch at his head for out number 1. Alex Shanks bats next. He's the right fielder tonight. Willie Lajoie, the first baseman, will hit third. Bryce Martin Grudzalanek moves up to the cleanup hitting spot, playing third base tonight. Taylor Holder, the left fielder, will hit fifth. Chase Graves hitting sixth and playing center field. Brock Melinda in his debut at catcher will bat seventh. Austin Plante, the DH, hits eighth. And Alex Fernandez at the bottom of the order has been playing second base for the Pippins. Shanks takes the first two pitches for balls. Shanks in West Coast League play, hitting .233. Pippins on a brief break from league play. Hard hit grounder up the middle. That'll get through the left side of the infield, and Alex Shanks with a big league turn at first now heads back with a base hit. Willie Lajoie will bat. 1 out, 1 on for him here in the bottom of the first. The Bears got out to a 3-0 lead in the top of the first. The first pitch misses up high. Weston Janez got a quick first out, but then hit Jaron Larson with a full count. Walks Nate Blocker. Jake Angelico reaches on a base hit that was almost a double if he didn't slip off the first base bag. Lajoie swings over one, and it's 1-1. Scored Jaron Larson from second, put Blocker on third. So with runners on the corners, Trey Hunt hits a grounder up the middle that could have been a double play, but got past the glove of Alex Fernandez on a relatively routine play. Here's the 1-1. Lined right back up the middle. That's a base hit for Willie Lajoie with a slow jog down to first base. 2 base hits in a row for the Pippins here in the bottom of the first. Lajoie, who after having his hit and on-base streaks ended, went in a little bit of a slump. Wasn't able to get on base. Finally broke out with a base hit a couple nights ago. And has a base hit here in the bottom of the first to keep this inning going. Bryce Martin Grudzalanek, who hits cleanup tonight for the first time this season with the Pippins, takes a first pitch strike. Asked him before the game, how do you feel about sliding up the order? Didn't even have any words. He just said, I'm ready. I'm ready to get going. Had a great end of the game last night. Here's the 0-1. Not last night, but Sunday night. Last timeout. So as I was saying, Trey Hunt hits a grounder up the middle that could have been a double play ball, but instead gets thrown away as it was not caught at second base, allowing the runner from third to score. The runner from first made it all the way around to third. Grudzielanek lines this one the other way. That's going to drop in the right center field gap. Over to third is Shanks. He's getting waved around to score. The cutoff goes to second. Bryce Martin Grudzielanek with a double in 2 straight games. Scores the first run of the game for the Pippins. Didn't try to do too much with it. Saw a pitch outside and took it the other way, and it traveled just far enough but didn't hang up too long. Dropped in for a base hit. Here's Taylor Holder. Takes a pitch he thought was going to be too far outside as the strike zone has gone today, but instead gets called a strike. Here's the 0-1. That one off-speed pitch he takes for a strike. So in the melee of that ball getting thrown away back in the first inning, the 1-run scores. The runner goes to third, gets waved around. So Trey Hunt, who hit the grounder in the first place, made it all the way to second and thought he was moving up to third. He gets into a pickle. Both runners end up in pickles at different points as Taylor Holder is hit by a pitch. And that loads the bases with 1 out for Chase Graves. So they get 1 out. They get Trey Hunt finally at the end of the pickle. The runner stays on third, and Ronnie Moss scores him with a base hit to drive in the third run of that inning. That's how the Bears took the lead. Pippins with a quick first out as well, but Alex Shanks with a base hit. Willie Lajoie base hit, and a double from Bryce Martin Grudzielanek brings in Shanks. Lajoie moves over to third. Bryce is on second base after the double, and Taylor Holder, who was just hit by a pitch, he's on first. Bases loaded and 1 out in the bottom of the first. Pippins trail by 2. First pitch misses low and away, and it's 1-0 for Graves. Graves has a couple of home runs this season, both of them 2-run home runs. Not a grand slam in his belt so far. The 1-0. Grounder left side, under the glove of the third baseman. It goes off the glove of Devin Carter, the shortstop. 1 run scores. Here comes Bryce Martin Grudzielanek. Taylor Holder was too far off the bag, but the tag was not on target to get Taylor Holder. The throw got there in plenty of time, but Robbie Vandegrift couldn't get the glove on the shoulder of Taylor Holder, so he gets a hand in time. 2-run score for the Pippins, and this game is tied in the bottom of the first. Chase Graves continues to break out of this slump that he's been on. Here's the first pitch to Brock Melenda in his first at-bat with the Pippins. Takes a pitch inside for a ball. Melenda, left-handed hitter, right-handed thrower. See that from catchers every once in a while, especially catchers that can hit. Here's the 1-0. Gets out in front of that one, pulls it foul, and it's 1-1. Melenda from Colbert, Washington. Representing Colbert here for the Yakima Valley Pippins. Bats in the bottom of the first inning. And takes a pitch on the inside corner for a called strike. Scoreboard a little slow to catch up out there in left field. This game is tied at 3, although it shows the Pippins with just 2 runs. Here's the 1-2, and Melenda pulls a line drive, well-hit line drive, very foul into the right field picnic deck. So the count remains 1-2. Here's the 1-2 to Melenda. Takes up high, and that's a called ball right above the letters. That's a good take for the true freshman. West Coast League teams only allowed to roster 6 true freshmen. They, I believe, have 3 now. Might have 4. I'd have to double check on one of the new pitchers the Pippins received a little over a week ago. Melinda fouls another one off. This one on the third base side into the parking lot. So 2 balls and 2 strikes for Melinda. The pitch, and that hit him. And then got a piece of the home plate umpire, Jordan Smart, shaking off his hand, and out will come the coach for the Highline Bears. Quick mound visit. 2 batters have been hit over the last 3 at-bats. And the bases again are loaded with 1 out, this time for Austin Plante. We just saw Chase Graves have a 2-run base hit. Graves, who's been breaking out of a slump and did so in a big way over the weekend. Got to start the night before his birthday. Thought he was going to have his birthday off. Ends up catching the first apple before the game from his dad. A great moment. A lot of his family out here. Gets on base with a walk in that game, which when you're slumping, any little bit helps. And then he gets the chance to come back and start on his birthday. Some of the family members still in town got to watch him play, and he ended up breaking up a perfect game in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Comes back here with another base hit, this time with the bases loaded that scores 2 runs. Plante takes a pitch on the inside. And I'd say all that to say the next guy who's in line to break a slump is this guy at the plate right here, Austin Plante. High hit fly ball the other way. And that's out of play, 1-1. Plante, left-handed hitter, left-handed thrower. One of just 3 on the roster for the Pippins. Plante, Connor Wilson, and Corey Jarrell, true left-handers. Bases loaded and 1 out, 1-1 count, the pitch. Low and inside, he takes that for a ball. Here's the 2-1 from Ludlow. Swung on and fouled off by Plante. Looked like a great pitch, and it probably was, but the off-speed fooled him a little bit. Got enough of it. And it's 2-2. Plante hasn't had a hit since back on June 22nd in Ridgefield. That was his 2nd hit of the season. Here with 38 at-bats. He does have 9 walks on the season, and to his credit, has 4 runs scored and 3 RBI. He helps his team in big situations. Here's the 2-2. Pops one up behind home plate. That goes out of play. An opportunity to help both his team and himself. This game tied at 3 in the bottom of the 1st inning. And he's at the plate with the bases loaded and 1 out, 2-2 count. Gavin Ludlow works out of the stretch. Swung on and missed by Austin Plante. Got him on the off speed again. And that's out number 2. So the 9th batter of the inning for the Pippins. Here's Alex Fernandez. Everyone in the lineup gets a chance at the plate in this 1st inning for the Pippins. The Bears sent 7 to the plate in the top of the 1st against Weston Janez. Nobody down in the bullpen for the Pippins. Janez will look to get a 2nd inning in. Probably looking at a 3rd as well for him. He hasn't gone longer than 3 innings so far this year. This non-league action, the Pippins. The hook gets a little longer in general, but also with the Pippins coming back in this bottom of the 1st to tying it up. Potentially with the opportunity to take the lead. Fernandez fouls the first pitch off. So no reason to panic with Janez. Let him get the opportunity to keep throwing strikes, which he did. Did hit 1 and walk 1, but otherwise they were hitting the ball and it was just not where the Pippins were, or when they were there, defensive miscues didn't help them. No balls and 2 strikes for Fernandez after fouling off the almost identical pitch to an almost identical spot on the 3rd base side. Here's the 0-2 from Ludlow. Lined right back at him between his legs. That's through the infield. Alex Fernandez, 1 run scores. Here comes the 2nd. Alex Fernandez with a 2-run base hit of his own. Keeps this inning going, and the Pippins now lead 5-3. Taylor Holder scores from third. Chase Graves scores from second. Brock Melenda moves up to second on the base hit by Alex Fernandez. Two batters have been hit in this inning. Other than that, it's been all base hits for the Pippins scoring these runs. Top of the order, Spencer Marenko bats for the second time, lined out to center field to start this inning. And he takes the 1-0 pitch on the inside corner for a called strike. Pippins have batted around in the first inning. Not uncommon to see the Pippins bat around. We haven't seen it in a few games. Saw it a bunch in non-league play. Another pop fly. This one to center again. Underneath it is Angelica. So Spencer Marenko lines out to center for the first out and flies out to center for the last out in the top of the first. We head to the second inning. The Pippins now lead 5-3. We'll be right back. You're tuning to Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Stay connected and let Perry Technical Institute provide you with essential skills to take your career to the next level. Perry Tech offers 14 specialized programs, from instrumentation and industrial automation to medical technologies, agricultural and diesel equipment technology, and professional truck driving. In as little as 5 weeks, you could be on your way to a new rewarding career. Call Perry Technical Institute today at 509-453-0374 or visit perrytech.edu.
What has not traveling this last year really cost us? How about our peace of mind? It's time for a change of pace. Time to put aside the stress of the last year and get a new perspective with Fly YKM. Take back the time you lost and save time for what really matters. It's time for Fly YKM. Fly faster. Fly safer. Visit flyykm.com and connect to over 88 cities today.
Welcome back for the top of the second inning. It's 8-9-1 for the Highline Bears here in the second inning as they took a 3-0 lead in the top of the first, capitalizing on some miscues both by pitcher Weston Janez and the defense behind him to score 3 runs in the top of the first. The Pippins with a big answer, 5 hits in the bottom of the first. A couple of hit batters helped them score 5 runs. RBI base hit from Bryce Martin Grudzalonic, 2-run single from Chase Graves, and a 2-run single from Alex Fernandez as well. Bryce's RBI hit was actually a double, for his credit, the only extra base hit of that inning for the Pippins. Here's the 1-0 lined into the backstop, and it's 1-1 for Aaron Lampinen, who leads off here in the top of the second. Pippins sent 10 batters to the plate in the bottom of the first. 7 batters for the Bears in the top of the first. Here's the 1-1. That one misses up high. Melenda out of the crouch quickly to get a glove on that, prevent it from hitting the mask of the home plate umpire. And umpires do appreciate that. Some catchers with nobody on, they sort of take a brief rest where they don't try to block as many balls. They don't try to catch as many balls if they're away from them. That one gets past the glove of Melenda. But if your umpire behind you gets hit, it just sort of changes the relationship for the rest of the night. Not necessarily changing the strike zone, but it changes your ability to ask him questions, talk with him. If you're protecting that umpire, they tend to be a little friendlier to you. The 3-1 is a grounder down the line, gets underneath the glove of Bryce Martin Grudzalonic, and Aaron Lampinen is on with a base hit. Should go down as a base hit. Although I could see it going as an error. It did not touch the glove, but a play that Bryce probably should have been able to make. Not an especially tough ball, but fielded it on the run, trying to scoop it up instead of setting his feet and using that alligator technique. Here's Robbie Vandergrift, bottom of the order for the Highline Bears. He takes a ball up high. They do give the error to Bryce Martin Grudzalonic. So Lampinen reaches on the air. Here's the 1-0 pitch. No, Janevs throws over to first, and Lampinen slides in safely. 1 ball, no strikes for Vandergrift, the second baseman. Top of the order on deck, Devin Carter. Here's the pitch. That one misses up high. Seen that from Weston today. Pretty much outside of the outside corner to righties, inside corner to lefties, that Jordan Smart has not really given a whole lot of to either team. Weston's really only missing up high. Here's the 2-0, and that one's fouled off back to the backstop. It's 2-1. Hasn't missed a lot low or inside or much further outside than that edge of the plate out there against righties. So when he doesn't miss high, he tends to put it right in the zone. Here's the 2-1. That one's fouled off as well, and it's 2-2, which is a good sign because if it's just one pitch he's really missing with, and it's only one spot or location or pitch, whatever the issue is, to fix just that one problem, rather than a pitcher who's missing everywhere, bouncing them, throwing them high, throwing behind batters, which we haven't seen a ton of out of him tonight. The 2-2, that one does bounce in. It looked like a breaking ball that broke a little too soon, so the count is full for Robbie Vandergrift. No outs, runner on first after the error by Bryce Martin Grudzalonic, letting the ball slip underneath his glove and roll out to left field, the first batter of this inning. Here's the 3-2 to Vandergrift. That one taken down low, and he walks. Second walk for Janevs in this game, one in the first inning. He hit a batter in the first inning as well. You know, you look at those numbers I mentioned back in the first inning about him throwing strikes. He had 12 walks in 6 1/3 innings pitched in West Coast League play. He also has 9 strikeouts in 6 1/3. He's just one of those guys where if he throws strikes, he's almost unhittable by these hitters, which is tremendous for a young pitcher like Janevs is. True freshman, not a true freshman rather, just finished his freshman year of college but didn't get to play a season. Hasn't competed at the college level so far and has great stuff. It's just the command that they've got to get down with him, and he'll have plenty of time to work through it before the playoffs come around. Here's the 0-1 to Carter. That one bounces in, skips away from Melendo. Couldn't find it at first, but gets over to it. Runners move up on the wild pitch. So runners on second and third, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count for Devin Carter, the top of the order for the Highline Bears. Carter flew out to left to start this game. For the next 3 batters reached on a hit-by-pitch walk and a base hit. Here's the 1-1. That one bounces in as well. So just when I said Weston was really only missing high, he's now thrown 4 out of 5 pitches in the dirt in his last 5 pitches. Carter at the plate, a redshirt freshman from Mount Hood College. Bats with runners on second and third. No outs here in the top of the second. Lions one back to the backstop, and it's 2-2. Kenny Johnson back out on ball boy duty here in non-league play. Took a couple of games off when there was a possibility of him seeing some relief work. Janevs set. Here's the 2-2. Lifted high to left field. Taylor Holder over his left shoulder, now backpedaling, makes the catch, throws in. The tag from third base will score. That's Aaron Lampinen, who reached on an error to start the game, so that run will be unearned for Weston Janis. Couple of flyouts to left for Carter, but this time with the runner on third, it helps out his team. Pippins now leads 5-4 after the run scores on the sacrifice fly, and here's Jaron Larson, who had a full count when he was hit by a pitch in his first plate appearance in the top of the first inning. Infield shaded to the right against Larson. The first pitch on the outside corner called a strike. Very interesting, that location. Outside corner to the lefty would be inside the righties, and Jordan Smart hasn't shown favoritism one way or the other on that corner, but if Weston went inside to this lefty, which would be outside to righties, Jordan doesn't really like that part of the zone. This one lifted on the inside part from the hand. Spencer Marenko comes up and makes the catch on the line drive. The runner was behind him as he flips it to Alex Fernandez at second, and Spencer Marenko turns a double play to end this inning. The Pippins with a one-run lead entering the bottom of the second. We'll be right back. You're tuning to Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Who knew it was so difficult to find the right bank?
I know. It's so confusing.
Checking out your banking options? Oh, sounds overwhelming.
It's a cloud of uncertainty.
Enough! With Banner Bank, it's easy to manage your finances, and help is here when you need it.
Be gone, Cloud!
Oh! Wait! Ah!
Built for action, built for banking. Banner Bank.
If we win the lottery, we'd remodel our home.
We'd start with the kitchen.
Ooh.
And out back is where the big trucks will go.
Wow!
Ben, you don't even live here anymore?
Hey, don't forget about Grandma.
Okay, family meeting.
Come on, welcome to the Ice Dome.
Welcome back. The bottom of the second inning, Alex Shanks, the leadoff hitter. First pitch swinging, flew out to center field. And so Willie Lajoie bats now with nobody on and one out. 3 runs for the Bears in the top of the first, 1 in the top of the second. The Pippins scored 5 in the bottom of the first inning and hold the lead 5-4. Lajoie takes a first pitch strike on the outside corner. Lajoie 1 for 1 tonight, had a base hit in that bottom of the first, out in front of a breaking ball, and it's 0-2 for Lajoie. Ludlow set. Here's the 0-2. That one a breaking ball that leaves outside, and Lajoie leans but lets it go. That's 1-2. Gavin Ludlow, right-hander for the Highline Bears, comes set with his hands just below the belt. This one grounded back at Ludlow, takes off his glove. He'll barehanded and underhand it to first for the second out. Good recovery by Ludlow. That one hit a lot softer back at him. And the one Alex Fernandez hit right at him. Here's Bryce Martin Grudzalonic, stepped to the plate with 2 runners on back in the bottom of the first inning. And hit his second double in as many nights for the Pippins. To score 2 of them. Score 1 of them, rather. Takes the first pitch strike. Take you back to his double from Sunday night. Bottom of the 8th inning, he led off the bottom of the 8th with a double off the top of the wall in left field. almost looked like it had a chance to go out, but was robbed by the 16-foot-high walls that we have here at Yakima County Stadium. Reached second, ended up scoring from second on a base hit by Chaz Myers to give the Pippins 4 runs and win 4-3 on Sunday night. Fouled another pitch off, and it's 0-2 for him here tonight. 2 outs, nobody on. The pitch up high, he takes for a ball. He's been hitting well as of late. A little bit of a slower start for him as he got adjusted to the college level. True freshman Bryce Martin Grudzelanek is. But has been picking it up and has been rewarded by getting moved up to the 4 spot tonight. Paid off in the bottom of the first. Swings at a good-looking breaking ball outside. And 3 up, 3 down for the Pippins in the bottom of the second. We head to the third. Pippins leading 5-4. We'll be right back. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Be an energy efficiency hero. Install high-efficiency natural gas equipment, and you can be just like Cascade's most energy-efficient player of the game. Match his ERA of $710. Put some runs on the board by upgrading your furnace, improving your home's insulation, and switching to a condensing tankless water heater. Cascade's bench is deep with both residential and commercial incentives. Check them out at our website or give us a call and be an energy efficiency player of the game.
What's worse than standing in line at concessions? Now you can satisfy your appetite while remaining in your seat. With the mobile app Fan Food, you simply select Express Pickup and order your food. It is that simple. You deserve a VIP experience. Download Fan Food today.
Welcome back for the top of the third inning. Highline Bears visiting the Yakima Valley Pippins. Pippins leading 5-4 after a 5-run first inning. Following the Bears' 3-run first. They added one more in the top of the second. Weston Janez back out for a third inning of work. 2 innings so far for him. 2 hits allowed. 4 runs, but just 2 of them earned. A couple of errors for the Pippins in the first 2 innings. Weston has also walked 2 and hit a batter. He does not have a strikeout tonight. First pitch chopper to Bryce Martin Grudzelanek, has to range back, throws across, one hops Lajoie, and it gets past him to the backstop. Melenda to it. He won't get there in time to throw to second, so Blocker reaches on the base hit and moves to second on the error. Second error on the night for Bryce Martin Grudzelanek. Had a fielding error to start the top of the second inning, allowing Aaron Lampinen to reach. Ended up coming around to score in that second inning, an unearned run for Weston Janez. They do not give Blocker the base hit, so it's just a straight error that allows him to reach. Here's the first pitch to Angelico. He takes that one low for a called ball. Jake Angelico had a RBI base hit back in the top of the first inning to start the scoring for the Highline Bears. Slipped coming around first base, almost had himself a double into the right field corner. A hard hit grounder that got under the glove of Willie Lajoie. First 2 pitches are balls for Jake Angelico. Bears trailing by 1 here in the top of the third inning. Nate Blocker leads off at second. Pitch taken low and inside by Angelico, and it's 3-0. Pippins get some activity going down in the bullpen. I believe Peyton Robertson's down there throwing. Janez set. Here's the 3-0 to Angelico. That one misses high outside, and that's a 4-pitch walk for Weston Janez. Pippins might be making a change now. No, Kelly Fitzpatrick will head out. So buying a little more time for Peyton Robertson down in the bullpen. Melenda first out there. Great instincts by the catcher. He's been on top of Weston Janis, trying to keep him in this game. Third walk issued by Janes here in his third inning of work. Does not have an out, but does have runners on first and second. Meeting over on the mound. Trey Hunt will bat. He reached on, I guess what is credited as a team error, I believe. There's no player attached to the error from the top of the first inning, but that was the play that almost was a double play ball, and instead ended up with him getting in a pickle between second and third. First pitch fouled off the inner ankle of the home plate umpire. They wear guards down there. So not even a flinch from Jordan Smart. Runners on first and second, no outs here in the top of the third inning. Highline Bears trailing 5-4. Weston Janes trying to get through a third inning of work. 2 earned runs out of the 4 scored by the Bears so far. Here's the 0-1. That one misses low and away. It's 1-1. Hunt, who will be a sophomore at Sacramento City College in the fall. Ended up in that pickle between second and third because he thought the runner ahead of him was taking off for home. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and missed up high, and it's 1-2. Then tried to get in the pickle maybe to buy some time for the runner ahead of him, but ultimately just ended up getting tagged out, and the runner stayed. That runner did score on a base hit by Ronnie Moss after that play, before the Pippins finally got out of it. Here's the 1-2 to Hunt. Popped up, foul, and out of play first base side, so he stays alive, 1-2. First batter of this inning, Nate Blocker. Had a chopper to third base. Bryce rushed himself. Ended up one-hopping Lajoie, and it was a short hop, so he wasn't able to field it. Went to the fence behind him, and Blocker went to second. Jake Angelico walked, and Trey Hunt is the third batter of this inning. The 1-2 again, breaking ball up high, and Hunt waves at it. That's out number 1, and strikeout number 1 for Weston Janes in this game. That'll bring Ronnie Moss to the plate. Had an RBI base hit in the top of the first to score the third run of the game for the Bears. Moss bats from the left side. Switch hitter bats from the left side against Weston Janes, the righty. Probably will say it at least once a broadcast. The Pippins have one left-handed arm in their bullpen, Connor Wilson. Everyone else righter. First pitch right on the outside corner to Ronnie Moss, called a strike. Runners on first and second, 1 out. Pippins lead 5-4 here in the top of the third. Bears batting. Here's the 0-1 up high and away, and Moss lays off easily. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike. The Bears sent 7 batters to the plate in the top of the first inning, 4 in the second. Pippins benefited from a line drive right at Spencer Marenko at shortstop. He was able to catch it and tossed Alex Fernandez on second. The runner had taken off for third already. Spencer actually caught it in the baseline between the runner and second base. He really just had to tag the runner, but tossed it to Fernandez anyways. Janes misses up high, and it's 2-1. That got them out of the top of the second inning after the Bears had already scored a run. No runs so far here in the third. The 2-1 popped up in the infield. Bryce Martin Grudzalanek near the grass makes the catch for out number 2. Infield fly rule was invoked by the umpires. First of the season that I'm aware of. in a Pippins game. Infield fly rule, a rule to protect the base runners from a fielder who might intentionally drop an easily caught fly ball in the infield, forcing all the runners to advance, giving the defense a cheap double play. So the batter automatically out on the infield fly. And if the ball were to be dropped, the runners would not be forced to advance. Lucas Delisle bats for the second time tonight. He takes a first pitch strike over the heart of the plate. Flew out to Alex Fernandez at second base to end the top of the first inning for the Bears. Bats with 2 outs and runners on first and second here in the top of the third. The 0-1 to Janev. Grounder towards Bryce at third on the grass. Couple of steps towards first. Throws on target. And Lucas Delisle grounds out for the third out. 2 runners aboard. And the next 3 retired by Weston Janev. He's through 3 innings, and the Pippins lead 5-4. We'll be right back. You're tuning to Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we had gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
Les Schwab Tires, proud to be ranked #1 in overall customer satisfaction for aftermarket tire replacement by J.D. Power 2 years in a row.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
Welcome back for the bottom of the third inning. It is 5, 6, and 7 for the Pippins. Taylor Holder to lead things off, followed by Chase Graves and Brock Melenda. First pitch to Taylor Holder, taken on the inside corner for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Holder, who wears number 6 when the Pippins wear white. Pippins wearing white as they did on Sunday night. They won Sunday, so they wear it again today. Second pitch misses low and away off the glove of Lucas Delisle. Gavin Ludlow still out there for the Highline Bears. 10 batters in the first inning, just 3 in the second for the Pippins. As Holder fouls one off towards the on-deck circle, Chase Graves collects it and tosses it into the dugout. Over 2 innings for Ludlow, 5 hits, all in the first inning. 5 runs, all of them earned in the first inning. No walks, but he did hit 2 batters and 2 strikeouts for him. Another pitch that misses away, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes for Holder, who wears number 11 every other day of the week except for the days the Pippins wear white. Fouled off, and it's still 2-2. Scott T. Pippin making the rounds here at Yakima County Stadium. Always a fan favorite, especially with the young fans and the regulars here at the ballpark. The 2-2, Holder gets a piece of that one and pulls it towards the dugout. A couple of errors by the Pippins players coming out of the dugout to get that one. So it stays 2-2. Checks his swing on a pitch outside. Eric Swift says he did not go around. full count for Taylor Holder, the left fielder today for the Pippins. Was hit by a pitch in his first plate appearance. Loaded the bases with one out for Chase Graves. Here's the 3-2. He takes inside and walks to start the bottom of the third. So 2 plate appearances, no at-bats for Taylor Holder in this game. And here's Chase Graves. Already a big 2-run base hit in the first. Let's see him build on that. Only has 1 2-hit game this season. Can he make it 2? Here against the Highline Bears. First pitch misses low and away. Taylor Holder on first after walking with a full count to start this inning. Pippins lead 5-4 here in the bottom of the third inning. No outs. Here's the 1-0 to Chase. That one over the heart of the plate, and it's 1-1. Graves came into this game hitting .209. Already raised that a little bit. Here's the 1-1. Grounder towards the third baseman. Goes off his elbow of Lampinen. And Chase Graves reaches, moving Taylor Holder up to second. That will probably go down as an error. So Brock Melinda, second plate appearance for him. He was hit by a pitch in the first as well, so no at-bats for him thus far. In his first game with the Pippins. First pitch taken down low for a ball. Graves does reach on the error. So 1 for 2 tonight for Graves. Here's the 1-0 to Melinda. He takes that one inside, and a rare strike called on that corner. 1 ball and 1 strike for the catcher. Here's the pitch from Ludlow, and he lines this one foul on the right field side. Melinda has been barreling some baseballs in these 2 plate appearances. He's just pulling them foul. If he can put any of those fair, those are going to be great base hits. The 1-2 inside, and he pulls that grounder foul. Bounces off a fence and into the field of play, so they'll have to get that one before they can pitch again. Although neither of the umpires were aware of it, the players had to tell them there was a ball on the field. So the count remains 1 ball and 2 strike for Melinda. Just joined the team today, gets the start behind the plate, hitting 7th, the 1-2. Swing and a miss up high, and his first college-level strikeout. Everyone's going to have him. Better to get him out early anyways. Here's Austin Plante, bats with 1 out. Taylor Holder on second, and Chase Graves on first base here in the bottom of the third, looking to add to the 1-run lead the Pippins currently hold. Ludlow delivers the first pitch low and inside, taken for a ball. Ludlow looks back to second. Here's the 1-0, fouled the other way by Austin Plante into the parking lot on the third base side of the stadium. 1 ball and 1 strike. Plante, the DH tonight, has seen mostly DH action. He has made a couple of starts in the field earlier in the season. Took some time off and came back as DH in every start since then, as they continue to take things slow, building him back up. Here's the 1-1. Popped up, foul territory, but playable, but the catcher doesn't know where it is and actually ends up blowing out of play behind home plate. Off the bat, looked like it was going to be around the dirt circle around home plate. But the wind got a hold of it as Plante sent that one high. I talked to Plante a couple of days ago about he's been trying to break out of this slump and has been hitting baseballs hard just where guys are. And I asked him, what do you do from there? How do you adjust the approach? He said, well, there's nothing else I can do except keep barreling baseballs, and that one's barreled as well, but a fly ball to center field. The catch made by Angelico. Holder does not tag from second. And Plante, well-hit baseball, just missed on the launch angle. Little high. Just to put a button on that story about Plante. So there's nothing I can change about the swing. The swing is there. So it's just about the approach in the at-bat, not swinging at the bad pitches that gets himself into bad counts, keeping himself out in front in counts. That one gets off the glove of Delisle, so the runners will advance not on the tag-up, but on the wild pitch by Ludlow. First pitch to Alex Fernandez is that ball. Two outs, and now runners on second and third for Fernandez, who had a two-run base hit in the bottom of the first inning. Had his first two RBI back in Walla Walla on July 7th. A little under a week ago. Takes a pitch at the knees for a called strike. It's 1-1. And got his third and fourth RBI here tonight in the first inning. A couple more in scoring position for him with two outs in the bottom of the third. Here's the 1-1. That one misses in the right-handed batter's box, and it's 2-1. Ludlow in the stretch. The 2-1 misses low. And it's 3-1. Fernandez, a player with plenty of speed coming out of high school, one of the top runners in the class of 2021. Pippins want to see him get on base and use that speed to help them out, but he's been using the bat in the last week to help them out as well. And another line drive back up the middle. Holder will score. Here comes Chase Graves getting waved around. The throw goes to the plate. Not in time. The Pippins score two. 4 RBI for Alex Fernandez, who's having himself a game here in the bottom of the third inning. 2 for 2 with 4 RBI. That gives the Pippins a 7-4 lead here in the bottom of the third. And brings us to the top of the order, Spencer Marenko. First pitch misses up high. They throw back to first. Fernandez with a large secondary gets back in standing. Here's the 1-0 to Spencer. Popped up in the infield. Devin Carter, the shortstop, into the infield grass. And it's off of his glove. Alex Fernandez, who was sprinting to second, he thought about going to third while the ball was still up in the air, decided to stop there. And good thing he had at least made it to second. The ball goes off the glove of Devin Carter, and Spencer Marenko reaches on the air to keep this inning going. Here's Alex Shanks with 2 outs and runners on first and second. The Pippins leading 7-4. Breaking ball comes across the inside for a called strike. Here's the 0-1. That one a breaking ball low and away. Delisle had to drop to his knees to keep in the dirt. The 1-1 popped up right side. That's tailing just out of play. It'll hit the tent covering the picnic deck out in right field. So 1 ball and 2 strikes for the right fielder Alex Shanks. 2 outs. Alex Fernandez on second. Spencer Marenko on first for the Pippins. Second error of the inning by the Bears kept this one going on the fly ball on the infield by Spencer. Alex Fernandez takes off way early and probably could have kept going. Ludlow was about to start his motion but turned around after Fernandez stopped. Nobody was near the second base bag, so Ludlow could only step off and fake a throw back to second. Fernandez takes off and stops halfway on the 1-2. He's a little timid out there. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Saw him start and stop once on first base. Getting a little nervous out at second base, trying to steal his second base of the season. He has been caught once. The Pippins lead by 3. This is as fine a time as any to take off. Here's the 2-2. This is up high, and the count is full. So he'll get to run now without any fear. And Kyle Crustangel at third base. Showing Gavin Ludlow's leg kick is rather high, plenty high for Fernandez to be able to benefit from. Line through the left side of the infield. Fernandez had to wait for it to pass him. Now rounding third and scores. Throw cut off in the infield on the RBI base hit by Alex Shanks. The Pippins benefit from the runners going on the full count with 2 outs. And make it 8-4 for the Pippins. Fernandez doing it with the bat and his legs. 2-run base hit for him with 2 outs in the bottom of this third inning. Then with Spencer Marenko, hits a pop fly in the infield. Fernandez sprints to second. Spencer takes off for third. Hard hit grounder past Aaron Lampinen at third. Scoring is Spencer Marenko. Alex Shanks will get held up at third. On his way to second is Lajoie, and he slides in safely. A double for Willie Lajoie, his 5th of the season. Scores a run for the Pippins, and they now lead 9-4. So Spencer did what Alex Fernandez was a little too timid to do. Took off for third on the high leg kick from Gavin Ludlow. Manages to score on the hard hit grounder by Willie Lajoie. Here's the first pitch to Bryce Martin Grudzlonic, trying to keep things going. First pitch swinging and fouls one back towards just past his own dugout. Bryce, the 9th batter of this inning for the Pippins, the 2nd inning that they've had 9 batters step to the plate. Here's the 0-1 off-speed pitch he's way out in front of, and it's 0-2. A little too eager there for him. Can't blame him. Runners on second and third, and 2 outs. 0-2 count for Bryce. They go off speed again. He lines this one into center. Jake Angelico is there and makes the catch for out number 3. So the Pippins send 9 to the plate. They score 4 more runs. They lead 9-4 after 3 complete innings. We head to the 4th. You're tuned to Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Who knew it was so difficult to find the right bank?
I know. It's so confusing.
Checking out your banking options? Oh, sounds overwhelming.
It's cloud of uncertainty.
Enough! With Banner Bank, it's easy to manage your finances, and help is here when you need it.
Be gone, Cloud!
Oh! Wait! Ah!
Built for action. Built for banking. Banner Bank.
If we win the lottery, we'd remodel our home.
We'd start with the kitchen.
And out back is where the big trucks will go.
Ben, you don't even live here anymore?
Hey, don't forget about Grandma.
Okay, family meeting.
Come on, walking through the ice dome.
Welcome back for the top of the fourth inning. New pitcher for the Yakima Valley Pippins. It's Peyton Robertson, who was getting warm during the third inning, but Weston Janevs, after a error by Bryce Martin Grudzalonic, started the top of the third. Janevs walked Jake Angelico, but then struck out Trey Hunt. Infield fly by Ronnie Moss and a ground out by Lucas Delisle ended the top of the third inning. The Bears scored 3 in the top of the first, 1 in the top of the second. The Pippins with 5 in the first and 4 in the third. Second pitch, Lampinen lifts into right field. Alex Shanks ranging over into the corner. He'll make the catch for out number 1. So Robbie Vandegrift will bat with 1 out and nobody on. Peyton Robertson already with 1 out in this outing for him. First pitch, a front door breaking ball in there for a called strike. For Janevs, 3 innings of work, 2 hits, 4 runs, 2 of them earned, 3 walks and a hit by a pitch with 1 strikeout. Pop-up foul territory near the Bears' dugout, ends up going off of what would have been the top of their dugout if the netting wasn't there. Willie Lajoie pulled off at the last second, realizing it was going to hit something, and was hoping it would not ricochet onto himself, so foul ball. Vandegrift with an 0-1, 0-2 count. Peyton Robertson has seen plenty of action for the Pippins so far this year. Here's the 0-2, lined the other way, out of play, and it's still 0-2. Robertson also has seen various roles being used. He's started 1 game in West Coast League play, 6 overall appearances, 1-2 record. He's coming to some close games. He's coming to for mop-up duty a couple of times. The 0-2, softly lined. Willie Lajoie reaches up and makes the catch for out number 2. Vandegrift almost with a bloop base hit over the head of Lajoie, but Lajoie playing deep enough to be able to make that catch. So here's Devin Carter, who bats with 2 outs and nobody on. Takes the first pitch, low outside corner for a called strike. Robertson works out of the windup. The 0-1. Gets a piece of it, fouls it towards the Pippins dugout, and it's 0-2. Robertson with an exaggerated leg kick out of the windup. Doesn't usually use it out of the stretch, but will every once in a while when he needs to uncork one. Here's the 0-2. Fouled off. Just got a piece of it, did Carter, and Melenda not able to put the glove on it. So no balls and 2 strikes still for Devin Carter. Peyton Robertson has not thrown a ball in this inning so far. Here's the 0-2. Front door breaking ball. Got Devin Carter swinging. So all strikes for Peyton Robertson here in the top of the 4th inning. A strikeout, line out, and fly out, and he is through. 3 up, 3 down. We get to the bottom of the 4th. Pippins look to add to their 9-4 lead. We'll be right back. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Be an energy efficiency hero. Install high-efficiency natural gas equipment, and you can be just like Cascade's most energy-efficient player of the game. Match his ERA of $710. Put some runs on the board by upgrading your furnace, improving your home's insulation, and switching to a condensing tankless water heater. Cascade's bench is deep with both residential and commercial incentives. Check them out at our website or give us a call and be an energy efficiency player of the game.
What's worse than standing in line at concessions? Now you can satisfy your appetite while remaining in your seat. With the mobile app Fan Food, you simply select Express Pickup and order your food. It is that simple. You deserve a VIP experience. Download Fan Food today.
Welcome back for the bottom of the fourth inning. Taylor Holder to lead things off, followed by Chase Graves and Brock Melinda. Same three that started the bottom of the third for the Pippins. They sent 9 batters to the plate in that inning, scoring 4 more runs to take a 9-4 lead. First pitch in there for a strike to Holder. Gavin Ludlow out for a 4th inning of work. Delivers the ball, and it's 1-1. Eight hits allowed over 3 innings. Misses outside, and it's 2-1. 9 runs, 5 of them earned. None of those runs in the 3rd inning were earned by him. He has walked 1 and struck out 3. He's also hit 2 batters in this game. This is high and inside, and it's 3-1 to Taylor Holder. Today was a camp day for the Pippins, the first of a 3-day camp being held here at Yakima County Stadium, coached by the coaches for the Pippins as well as some of the players. Taylor Holder, one of the players who took part, instructing some of the campers here. Age range pretty wide. Groups were made according to their ages as Taylor Holder strikes out on a pitch up high. 3 more camps coming for the Yakima Valley Pippins this season. You can find information for that at pippinsbaseball.com. Look for the link to camps. Great opportunity to not just learn from the coaching staff here, see how the team practices, but also get to interact with some of the players in a way you don't fully get at a baseball game, though these players have been great about interacting with young fans after the game. Always willing to sign autographs for as long as the kids want them out there, taking pictures as well. First 2 pitches missed outside to Chase Graves. Graves, one of the players who's always made sure to take care of young fans that come out to the ballpark. Here's the 2-0. That one misses up high, and it's 3-0. One of his favorite parts of being out here at the ballpark, getting to play this summer, other than the game itself, is interacting with the young fans, having fun with them. Bouncer down the third base line, pulled foul, and it's 3-1. And not just here in Yakima, but whenever we go on the road, Graves always willing to interact with fans, even of fans of the other teams. A couple of times we've gotten some emails from fans talking about they may have been converted after interacting with our team. Chase Graves walks on a pitch low and away. So 1 out, and Graves is on for the 3rd time tonight, albeit the second one was an error. But a base hit, reached on an error and a walk. Great little game put together so far by Chase Graves. He's scored twice. Here's Brock Melinda, fouls one back to the backstop. Looking for his first hit for the Pippins. Was hit by a pitch in the 1st inning. Struck out swinging in the 3rd. Bats with a runner on first and 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Pippins leading 9-4. The 0-1. Graves with a delayed steal. The throw is high and late, and Chase Graves steals second base. Taking advantage of Brock Melinda, the lefty, obstructing the view of Lucas Delisle behind the plate. And I don't know that I really heard anything from the Highline Bears defense letting the catcher know that Graves had taken off. So he really didn't see it until Graves was already halfway to second. Another well-hit line drive by Melinda that he pulls foul down the right field line, and it's 0-2 for the catcher. As I said in his last at-bat, he has hit some Nice line drive. He's just out in front of him and pulling him foul. He'll make the adjustment. It's just a matter of when. Here's the 0-2. Checks his swing on the pitch down low. He does not go around, so it's 1-2. Pitch. Inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Melinda with a good eye here, fell behind to 0-2, fouled a pitch off, and has taken 2 straight balls to even up the count. See if he can take advantage. Gavin Ludlow working out of the stretch. Here's the 2-2. Popped up behind home plate, out of play. Graves on second base, reached on a walk, stole a base. He's got 2 of them in West Coast League play. Austin Plante on deck. Graves on second and 1 out. He takes off for third. Melinda lines one at the second baseman, and the Pippins are going to get doubled up. Unfortunate on the hit and run attempt. The line drive to the second baseman. They get Graves out at second to finish off the inning. So the walk and stolen base, all for naught. The Pippins don't score in the 4th. We head to the 5th. Pippins up 9-4. We'll be right back. You tune into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we had gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
Les Schwab Tires. Proud to be ranked #1 in overall customer satisfaction for aftermarket tire replacement by J.D. Power 2 years in a row.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
Welcome back for the top of the 5th inning. Jaron Larson will lead things off for the Highline Bears, followed by Nate Blocker and Jake Angelico. It's 2, 3, and 4. Peyton Robertson out for a second inning of work, and why not? He threw 9 pitches in the 4th inning. No skips on this soundtrack. All 9 of them strikes. Ends up striking out the 3rd batter in that inning to go 3 up, 3 down in his first inning of work. Pippins look like they do not have anyone warming up right now. Case Matter might get some pitching later on in this game. He's down there hanging out with Josh Davis, the bullpen catcher for the Pippins. First pitch to Jaron Larson. Gets a piece of it, tipped back into the glove of Melinda. And it's 0-1. Pippins lead 9-4. 4th inning was the first inning in which neither team scored a run. Here's the 0-1. Grounded towards his own dugout, and it's 0-2. Both teams scored in the first. 3 runs in the top of the first as the Bears took a 3-0 lead. And then the Pippins responded with 5 runs of their own on 5 hits and a couple of hit-by pitchers that helped them out as well in that inning. Backdoor breaking ball, swung at and missed by Jaron Larson. Second strikeout for Robertson, who still has not thrown a ball. By the way, lost in the shuffle of the Pippins scoring 9 runs so far. On Sunday night, the Pippins came back from a 3-run deficit to win that game against the Bells 4-3. It was the largest deficit they've ever overcome to win a game. First pitch misses low and away to Nate Blocker, so there's the first ball thrown by Peyton Robertson, 13 pitches in. Pippins came back from a 3-run deficit in the first inning of this game. They currently lead So would tie that largest comeback for them if they hold on for the win here today. Pitch called a strike around the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike for Blocker. The pitch from Robertson. That one at the knees, and it's 1-2. Here's the 1-2 for Nate Blocker. Swung on and missed the pitch that was inside, and it's the second strikeout of this inning. 3rd in a row for Peyton Robertson. All 3 swinging strikeouts. So 2 outs, nobody on for Jake Angelico as Peyton Robertson continues to deal in this game. Angelico 1 for 1, base hit and a walk for him so far. 3rd plate appearance, takes a first pitch strike. Here's the 0-1. Fouled off of his own foot. Skipped out of the box, did Jake Angelico. Angelico will be a sophomore at Olympic College in the fall. Had an RBI base hit in the top of the 1st inning. And the walk, like I said. Here's the 0-2. Grounder, second base, Alex Fernandez gets the glove on it, tosses it to Lajoie at first, and not a strikeout, but 6 straight outs for Peyton Robertson since coming into this game. 6 up, 6 down. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Pippins leading 9-4. We'll be right back. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Stay connected and let Perry Technical Institute provide you with essential skills to take your career to the next level. Perry Tech offers 14 specialized programs, from instrumentation and industrial automation to medical technologies, agricultural and diesel equipment technology, and professional truck driving. In as little as 5 weeks, you could be on your way to a new rewarding career. Call Perry Technical Institute today at 509-453-0374 or visit perrytech.edu.
What has not traveling this last year really cost us? How about our peace of mind? It's time for a change of pace. Time to put aside the stress of the last year and get a new perspective with Fly YKM. Take back the time you lost and save time for what really matters. It's time for Fly YKM. Fly faster. Fly safer. Visit flyykm.com and connect to over 88 cities today.
Welcome back for the bottom of the 5th inning. 8-9-1 for the Pippins to start this inning. Pippins sent 10 batters to the plate in the top of the 1st inning, then went 3 up, 3 down in the 2nd. 9 batters for him in the 3rd, and then in the 4th inning, only 3 batters sent to the plate, though Graves did walk and steal second base before the double play. Brock Melindo lined out to the second baseman on a hit and run, so Graves was well off the bag. They threw to second and got him out. So technically 3 up, 3 down as well. First pitch a strike to Austin Plante. Here's the 0-1 pitch, swung at and missed. New pitcher on the mound for the Highline Bears. That for you in a second. The 0-2, they try to go backdoor and misses off the corner. So 1 ball and 2 strikes for Plante. This is Carmen Severino pitching for the Highline Bears as Plante fouls one off. So Ludlow gets through 4 complete innings. Walked 2, struck out 4, hit 2 batters as well. Plante, another high fly ball to center. And another fly ball out for him in this game. 0 for 3 now as he continues to hit the ball well, but just high. Takes an angle back to the dugout so he can tell Spencer Marenko what he saw out of Severino in his first inning at work on the mound. Here's Alex Fernandez. Fernandez 2 for 2 tonight with 4 RBI. Takes a pitch in the dirt, and it's 1-0. Also scored a run back in that third inning. Here's the 1-0. Severino catches the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike for the second baseman, Fernandez. The originally released lineup tonight had Fernandez out in right field, and Cobalas starting the game at shortstop. A couple of changes were made after batting practice. No particular reason given, as Fernandez takes the ball in the dirt, 2-1. Fernandez, a true utility player. He can play most positions. He'll play mostly second base and the corner outfield positions for the Pippins. Fouls one off, and it's 2-2. For the most part, has some pretty smooth hands defensively. Here's the 2-2. And that one fouled off. Well, it was an example of a pitch that looked like it was on the outside corner, and the swing looked like he tried to pull that into right instead of going the other way with it. So he ends up catching the end of the bat, fouling it back to the backstop. That's what I mean when I talk about a hitter who doesn't try to do too much, sees a pitch outside, and takes it the other way, as opposed to that was the swing on the last pitch, but this one, the pitch that was fit for it, he's on his way to second, trying to leg out a double on a routine base hit, and he does. That is the speed of Alex Fernandez right there at work. He pulled that line drive into the right field corner. He had no business. Anyone else would have no business trying to turn that into a double. Ronnie Moss was over to it quickly. Fernandez got to first base, was looking right at Moss and said, you know what, we're going to go for it. Took off for second. The throw had to be perfect, and it was not. So Alex Fernandez turns a base hit into a double. He's in scoring position for Spencer Marenko with 1 out. Here's the first pitch to Spencer. He lines this one into left. That'll drop. Fernandez at third. He'll get held up as the left fielder, Jaron Larson, ended up fielding that ball very shallow out in left. So a base hit by Spencer Marenko puts runners on the corners. And again, you talk about the speed from Fernandez. Otherwise, you have runners on first and second right now. But runners on the corners with 1 out just changes how the defense approaches things and what you can do offensively. For example, Spencer could take off for second, try to draw a throw or some other play. He does take off for second, but it's fouled off by Alex Shanks. So in that case, you can get the hit and run going like they just tried to do, without the fear that if Shanks misses, they might throw and try to get the lead out on the stolen base. There's a very low chance that the Bears throw down to second with Spencer running. Here's the 0-1 and swung on and missed by Shanks. Severino not coming set for very long. Has to be careful out there. Trying to not let Spencer Marenko get the timing on him, but we've seen this umpiring crew call box on something like that. Longer set that time. Shanks lines this one into left. That'll drop. Fernandez waited to make sure it would, and now scores. So a double by Alex Fernandez, base hit by Spencer Marenko, and base hit by Alex Shanks. Scores a run here in the 5th. And again, not to harp on the same topic, but Fernandez leads off with that double, or the 1-out double. Base hit moves him to third, base hit scores him. Otherwise, bases would be loaded right now. Not a bad situation to be in with Willie Lajoie at the plate, but you don't have the run already. Here's the first pitch to Lajoie. He fouls it the other way. So no balls and 1 strike. Carmen Severino gives up a run so far in his first inning of work. Breaking ball grounded just underneath the glove of Severino. Second baseman flips it to shortstop over to first, and LaJoie grounds into a double play that ends this fifth inning. And one more time on the topic, if the bases were loaded, the Pippins would have scored no runs in this inning. Instead, Fernandez with the legs out the double, and ends up scoring. So the Pippins make it 10-4 here after 5 innings. We head to the 6th. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Be an energy efficiency hero. Install high-efficiency natural gas equipment, and you can be just like Cascade's most energy-efficient player of the game. Match his ERA of $710. Put some runs on the board by upgrading your furnace, improving your home's insulation, and switching to a condensing tankless water heater. Cascade's bench is deep with both residential and commercial incentives. Check them out at our website or give us a call and be an energy efficiency player of the game.
What's worse than standing in line at concessions? Now you can satisfy your appetite while remaining in your seat. With the mobile app Fan Food, you simply select Express Pickup and order your food. It is that simple. You deserve a VIP experience. Download Fan Food today.
First pitch swinging is Trey Hunt, who grounds one hard through the left side of the infield between shortstop and third base, and leads off the top of the 6th with a base hit. First batter aboard against Peyton Robertson, out for his 3rd inning of work. He has 3 strikeouts. First hit against him. Can still say he's only thrown 1 ball in his outing, now through 20 pitches. Here's Ronnie Moss. Takes the first pitch at the knees for a called strike. Robertson set. Here's the 0-1. Moss pops this one down the third base line. That'll bounce foul. No one able to get to it. And it's 0-2 for Ronnie Moss. Robertson working out of the stretch for the first time here in his 3rd inning of work. Robertson looks over to first. Now comes set. Hands just above the belt. Here's the 0-2 to Moss. Grounder just narrowly avoids Trey Hunt. Has to do a little matrix move to get out of the way of that one. But it does. Gets through to right field, and 2 base hits start the top of the 6th for the Highline Bears. Runners on first and second and no outs. Got a ways to go. Trailing by 6 here in the top of the 6th. Here's the first pitch, taken low outside corner for a called strike to Lucas Delisle. Actually, new pitcher or new batter, I believe. Kyle Kasperson. Kyle Casperson pinch hitting here for Lucas Delisle. Runners on first and second and no outs. 1-1 count. The pitch lined the other way out of play, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Trying to shake some things up here in the lineup for the Highline Bears. Here's the 1-2. Casperson lays off, takes a strike on the outside corner. He goes down looking for out number 1 in the 6th. So here's Aaron Lampinen. Reached on an error back in the 2nd inning. Came around to score the 4th run of the game for the Bears. Last run scored by them back in the 2nd inning. Also flew out to right in Robertson's first inning of work. He was the first batter Robertson faced. Here's the first pitch. Breaking ball lays off, catches the knees, and it's 0-1. Runners on first and second. Couple of base hits started this inning. First 2 hits of the night against Peyton Robertson. And struck out Kyle Casperson looking. Here's the 0-1, and that hits Lampinen on the front elbow. So first 2 hits are allowed by Peyton Robertson, and then hits the first batter that he's hit in this game. And the bases are now loaded with 1 out for Robbie Vandegrift, as the Pippins lead 10-4. Nobody down in the bullpen. Nobody up in the bullpen, I should say. Case Matter is getting loose. He's been going through a stretching routine for a while now, into last half inning. He may not be pitching tonight, but he also could be. It's hard to tell in games like these. First pitch misses low and away. It's 1-0 to Vandegrift. Swung on and missed, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike for the second baseman, who'll be a freshman at Skagit Valley College. A couple of players from Skagit Valley on this roster for the Highline Bears. Kelly Fitzpatrick, maybe not as familiar with them because they're a little younger, but Kelly Fitzpatrick, the former pitching coach at Skagit Valley before he came over to Yakima Valley. Fouled off by Vandegrift, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Robertson out of the stretch, bases loaded and 1 out. Here's the 1-2 to Vandegrift. Grounder, third baseman Bryce Martin Grudzalonic goes to second. Fernandez over to first in time. The Pippins turn a double play to get out of the 6th with the bases loaded. Second double play of the night for the Pippins. And we head to the bottom of the 6th. No runs allowed by Peyton Robertson in 3 innings of work. Pippins lead 10-4. We'll be right back. You tune in to Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we had gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
Les Schwab Tires. Proud to be ranked #1 in overall customer satisfaction for aftermarket tire replacement by J.D. Power 2 years in a row.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy.
Martin Grudzalonic will lead off. It's 4, 5, and 6. Bryce, Taylor, Holder, and Chase Graves to start things off for the Pippins. Bryce 1 for 3 tonight. Started the scoring for the Pippins back in the bottom of the first inning after one-out singles by Alex Shanks and Willie Lajoie, 2 runners on. Bryce scores Alex Shanks on a double, putting runners on second and third. Taylor Holder gets hit by a pitch loading the bases. Chase Graves with a 2-run single. The inning goes on. But the run started by Bryce Martin Grudzalonic. Swing and a miss on the first pitch here in the bottom of the 6th. Carmen Severino out for his second inning of work. 3 hits, a run. It was earned. No walks, no strikeouts for Severino in the 5th. Bryce lifts one into left center. Angelico over into left center field, and he'll camp out underneath it to make the catch for out number 1. Taylor Holder will bat. Fourth plate appearance. Only his second at bat. Hit by a pitch in the first, came around to score. Walked in the third, came around to score. And struck out in the fourth. First pitch swinging and missing. He's behind 0-1. Severino got the first batter of the 5th inning to fly out against him before a double by Alex Fernandez and singles by Spencer Marenko and Alex Shanks scored Fernandez. This one, a grounder through the left side past the diving third baseman, Cole Pearson. A lot of changes for the Highline Bears. Actually, Dylan Anders at third base. Kasperson behind the plate after pinch hitting for Delisle. Taylor Holder at first base after the base hit. Here's Chase Graves. First pitch misses for a ball. It's 1-0. Graves had a 2-run single in the first inning. Reached on an error in the third. He came around to score. And walked in the fourth, stealing second base. And the Pippins put on a hit and run. So he was at third base when the line drive by Brock Melinda was caught by the second baseman. They were able to double him off. Just some unfortunate luck for the Pippins. Here's the 1-1. Takes that one down low. Breaking ball that looked good, and he kind of followed it down with his body as it left the bottom of the zone. The 2-1 pitch, taken in the dirt. Taking off is Taylor Holder. Not sure whether he took off before the ball was in the dirt or not, but he takes second base. Probably will go down as a stolen base for him. So runner on second base for Chase Graves. 3 balls and 1 strike. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. The pitch from Severino. Low and away, and Graves walks for the second time in a row. Puts runners on first and second for Brock Melinda. Still looking for his first hit as a Pippin. Hit by a pitch in the first. Struck out in the third, and lined into that bad luck double play in the fourth. That's here in the bottom of the 6th. First pitch, swinging and pulls another hard hit line drive, very foul, right field side. Melinda brought on for this series, the non-league series, Michael Carpentier Jr., currently away from the team as he's trying to get some opinions on a foot issue that's bothering him. Popped up in the infield by Melinda, foul territory, and the catch not made by Dylan Anders. One of the newcomers to this Highline Bears team was in foul territory, wasn't able to bring the ball down, and so Melinda with a second life here in this at-bat. And Michael Carpentier Jr. not with the team at this moment. So Sam Olsen and Blake Dickman, the other options that the Pippins have behind the plate. Sam Olsen will be away from the team for a few days this weekend, so Melinda brought on to help cover the next 6 days of catching duties. Gets the start here tonight. At a minimum, I should say, brought on for the next 6 days. These 3 against the Highline Bears in non-league play and 3 games over the weekend against the Cowlitz Black Bears. Here's the 1-2 inside and low, taken for a ball, and it's 2-2. Runners on first and second and 1 out. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch to Melinda. Popped up in the infield. Running for it is the shortstop Carter and the third baseman Anders. Infield fly was called. So the runners don't have to go. Taylor Holder thought he did because that was a tough play to make. I mean, nobody was able to read it. That is the correct call on the infield fly. It's very unfortunate for the Pippins. Brock Melinda, second infield fly called on the night after not having one in a game to this point in the season. And this one against the Pippins is the second out on the ball that drops in the infield. Here's the first pitch to Plante. He fouls it off first base side. Again, that rule is to benefit the runners, protect them, because that ball drops, and as you can imagine on that play, everyone staying at their bags would then be forced to advance. That ball was shallow on the infield, and the third baseman, Anders, had no read on it. Carter, the shortstop, was racing for it. Double steal, hit and run. Austin Plante with his first base hit since June 22nd. Singles through the right side of the infield on the hit and run. Taylor Holder scores, and the Pippins lead 11-4. Plante almost couldn't believe it. It took him a while to drop his bat down the first base line, as I'm sure he breathed a deep sigh of relief. He holds his head in his hands. Runners on the corners with 2 outs. And here's Alex Fernandez, who's 3 for 3 tonight, 2 base hits and a double, 4 RBI, 2 runs scored for the young player. The first pitch misses high and away. So runners on the corners. Here's the 1-0 pitch, low and away, and it's 2-0 for Alex Fernandez. The catcher, Kyle Casperson, will head out for a quick chat. Austin Plante, big moment for him personally. Getting that hit out of the way. He's been on base. He walked in his last game on July 10th, but hadn't had a hit since mid-June in Ridgefield. Has been hitting balls well, and ultimately ends up being a ball that he doesn't exactly barrel, but just bounces it the other way and benefits from the double steal hit and run. Ball in the dirt, 3 balls and no strikes for Fernandez. Pitch taken in the dirt, and he walks on 4 straight pitches. Alex Fernandez has reached base all 4 times he stepped to the plate here in the bottom of the 6th. All 4 times he stepped to the plate in this game. Walks in the bottom of the 6th to load the bases with 2 outs for the top of the order, Spencer Marenko. 1 for 4, reached on an error in the 3rd. Singled in the 5th to keep that inning going, moving Fernandez to 3rd before he scored on a base hit by Alex Shanks. First pitch up high, thought about going after it, but lays off and takes the ball. The 1-0 just below the letters taken for a called strike, and it's 1-1. Everyone on this team putting the ball in play for the Pippins. Here's the 1-1. Fouled off the mask of Casperson. And it's 1-2. Everyone has reached base at least once in the starting lineup for the Pippins. Almost everyone has scored. And just one without a hit, I believe. Here's the 1-2 to Spencer Marenko. That one bounces low and away, and it's 2-2. Spencer getting the start tonight at shortstop. Was the starting second baseman before those last-minute lineup changes. Fly ball into the right field corner. Ronnie Moss to the fence, makes the catch in his own bullpen for out number 3. So the Pippins leave the bases loaded, but they do score a run on the base hit by Austin Plante. He can finally take a deep breath after getting that hit out of the way. We head to the 7th. Pippins leading 11-4. We'll be right back. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we had gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
Les Schwab Tires, proud to be ranked #1 in overall customer satisfaction for aftermarket tire replacement by J.D. Power 2 years in a row.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
Welcome back for the top of the 7th inning, and Case Matter, who I've mentioned a couple of times because I've seen him down in the bullpen, I will now be mentioning a few more times as I see him on the pitcher's mound for the Pippins. He'll take over here in the 7th inning. Might be asked to pitch the final 3 innings for Weston Janez, who gave up 4 runs, just 2 of them earned on 2 hits, 3 walks, 1 hit by a pitcher, and 1 strikeout for the young pitcher. Peyton Robertson came in, delivered 3 innings of no-run ball, allowed just 2 hits. Both of them came in the top of the 6th inning. Did not walk a batter. 4 strikeouts for him. Did hit 1 batter. Just to set up the double play, though, to end the inning, although there were already a couple of runners on. By my count, Robertson threw 3 balls in his 4 balls in his entire outing. The rest strikes for him. Top of the order for the Highline Bears against Case Matter. First pitch misses low to Devin Carter. Pippins hope that Case Matter can turn in a similar outing as Peyton Robertson, get through these final 3 innings as the Pippins continue to add runs here and there. The pitch on the outside corner taken for a called strike. And I believe this is Devin Carter. This is actually Dylan Anders. Skies one into shallow center. Chase Graves calling off the infielders. He'll make the catch for out number 1. So Anders, who came into the game defensively at third base, which means that Lampinen is probably the shortstop now. A lot of changes for these Highline Bears. First pitch taken for a called ball by Jaron Larson. Matter steps off. This is Larson at least. Larson 0 for 2 tonight. Lined into a double play, has a strikeout. Was hit by a pitch in his first plate appearance in the first inning. Came around to score the first run of the game for the Bears. They took a 3-0 lead in the top of the first, but the Pippins came back with 5 of their own in the bottom of the first. Bears added 1 in the second to make it 5-4, but 4 runs in the third inning for the Pippins gave them a 9-4 lead. They added 1 in the fifth and 1 in the sixth. They now lead 11-4. 2 balls and 1 strike for Jaron Larson. Took a pitch for a ball. Took another one for a strike. Matter working out of the windup. Here's the 2-1. Just misses up high, and it's 3-1. Pitch swung on and missed by Larson, so it's a full count for the left fielder. The payoff pitch just above the letters, and Jaron Larson walks on a full count. That'll bring Nate Blocker to the plate, sophomore from Puget Sound. Bats from the right side. Matter got a fly out to start the outing here in the 7th inning. Just walked Jaron Larson, so 1 on, 1 out. Here's the first pitch to Blocker. Catches the knees for strike 1. Matter with lots of velocity in that arm. Kind of a sneaky fast pitcher. Relatively slow delivery, and then just lets it loose. Bounces one in there, and it's 1-1 for Blocker. Runner stays put at first. Another pitcher just like Janez, who can be lights out at times when he's throwing strikes. That's the key for him. Here's the 1-1. Fouled off by Blocker back to the backstop, and it's 1-2. Matter out of the University of Washington. Will go back as a sophomore in the fall. Only made it into 2 games for the Huskies this year. Certainly see some more time as this college season continues. In the dirt, down to second goes Melenda. The tag, not in time. Jaron Larson moves to second on the wild pitch in the dirt. Two balls and 2 strikes for Nate Blocker at the plate. Leads into the other thing about Case Matter. I mentioned he's lights out when he's throwing strikes. He does have the most wild pitches thrown in an outing by a pitcher for the Pippins with 6. Which he had July 2nd in Bend, but then comes back and gets Nate Blocker swinging. And that's the promise that Case Matter shows. He's got stuff that's very tough to hit by these pitchers. Noah Pawlowski pinch hitting here for Jake Angelico. Runner on second base and 2 outs. The first pitch taken inside at the knees for a called strike. Matter out of the stretch. Here's the 0-1. That one at the knees as well. Pawlowski just Unable to get a good read on that. Doesn't look like he has the timing down to even start a swing. He's behind 0-2. Pawlowski hitting from the left side. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Checks his swing on a breaking ball in the dirt. Kept the bat back. So it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 outs, runner on second base. Bears haven't scored since back in the second inning. We're here in the top of the 7th. Case Matter in his first inning of work. First batter flew out. Walked the second batter, Jaron Larson, who moved to second on a wild pitch. Struck out Nate Blocker. Here's the 1-2 to Pawlowski. Taken low and away for a ball, and it's 2-2. 2-2 pitch on the way. Popped up left side. That's tailing foul, and it looks like it will land in the grandstands down the third base side. Kept away from the fans down in lefties that time. So the count remains even for Noah Pawlowski. Hitting in place of Jake Angelico, the cleanup hitter tonight for the Highline Bears. Here's the 2-2. Runner takes off, lined back up the middle into center field. That runner, Jaron Larson, will score easily from second, and Pawlowski on with an RBI base hit. The first run scored for the Bears since back in the second inning. So Trey Hunt will bat with 2 outs and Pawlowski on first base. There's the first pitch to Hunt. He pulls that one into the Pippins bullpen. Caught by, I believe that's Owen Wild down there making friends in lefties. He was on the mound warming up and caught that foul ball line drive by Trey Hunt. Got a couple fist bumps from the fans down there. No balls and 1 strike for the first baseman, Hunt. Pitch. Missed, catches the knees on the outside corner. No balls and 2 strikes. So Hunt behind, just as Pawlowski was early, and we'll see what they try to do to get the out. Here's the 0-2. Hunt fouls this one just over the press box. Count remains 0-2. Weston Janev started this game for the Pippins. Bullpen day for Yakima Valley. Janev went 3 innings, gave up 4 runs, 2 of them earned. A couple of errors for the Pippins in the first 2 innings. Also an error in the third, but they did not allow the run that time. This ball in the dirt. Melendo will go down to second, but Pawlowski will take the bag and actually ends up taking the ball off his behind. Keeps it from skipping out into center field. So he takes the bag, and Hunt takes ball 1. Runner on second with 2 outs. Here's the 1-2 from Case Matter. Grounder at the shortstop, and it goes up the arm of Spencer Marenko, who can't find it. Runner getting waved around as Pawlowski. Throw to the plate. Melenda applies the tag. The Pippins get out of the 7th with just 1 run allowed. We head into the bottom of the 7th. Pippins leading 11-5. We'll be back after the stretch. Pippins lead. Tune in to Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Stay connected and let Perry Technical Institute provide you with essential skills to take your career to the next level. Perry Tech offers 14 specialized programs, from instrumentation and industrial automation to medical technologies, agricultural and diesel equipment technology, and professional truck driving. In as little as 5 weeks, you could be on your way to a new rewarding career. Call Perry Technical Institute today at 509-453-0374 or visit perrytech.edu.
What has not traveling this last year really cost us? How about our peace of mind? It's time for a change of pace. Time to put aside the stress of the last year and get a new perspective with Fly YKM. Take back the time you lost and save time for what really matters. It's time for Fly YKM. Fly faster. Fly safer. Visit flyykm.com and connect to over 88 cities today.
Welcome back for the bottom half of the 7th inning. We'll take you back real quick to the play that ended the top of the 7th. Brock Melenda gets this ball in from shortstop Spencer Marenko, who just took a ball off the arm to let Trey Hunt on. They were aggressive with Pawlowski rounding from second. They get the throw to home, and Melenda applies the tag beautifully, coming from the first base side of home plate all the way back around to get Pawlowski out. The Pippins give up 1 run in the top of the 7th. The Bears with 5 runs to the Pippins 11. New pitcher for the Bears out on the mound. Looks like it's Philip Rowe who will take over. Two innings for Carmen Severino. 2 runs allowed, both of them earned, 2 walks and 4 hits in his relief outing after Gavin Ludlow gave up 9 runs, 5 of them earned in 4 innings of work. For the Pippins, it will be Alex Shanks, Willie Lajoie, and Bryce Martin Grudzalanek, 2, 3, and 4 to start things off. Shanks 3 for 4 tonight. 3 singles for him. First hit of the night for the Pippins in the bottom of the 1st inning. Came around to score the first run as well. In the bottom of the 3rd, he had a single that scored Alex Fernandez from 3rd base. And then also singled in the 5th inning. An RBI base hit in the 5th for him as well. First pitch. Taken up high for a ball by Rowe. And a swinging strike for Shanks. Kind of fell off into the plate on that one. 1 ball and 1 strike against Rowe. Very unconventional delivery from Rowe, kind of catching Shanks off with the timing. Rowe not coming fully set, no runners on base, so he has the ability to do that. Hands far away from his chest, kind of bent over as he comes to what would be a set position with runners on. Hat falls off as he misses outside, and it's 2-2. Bottom of the 7th inning, Pippins lead 11-5. The 2-2 swung on and missed by Alex Shanks. Philip Rowe's first batter strikes out to start his outing. Shanks gives the scouting report to Lajoie. Tough to time against a pitcher like Rowe. Doesn't necessarily seem to be throwing overpowering stuff, though I am, of course, without the benefit of a radar or live TrackMan data for this game. First pitch, off speed, up high, taken for a ball. But is certainly using the delivery to his advantage. Lajoie lightly grounds this one to the shortstop, over to first in time. And Dylan Anders at 3rd base tripped on a shoelace or something and fell over. The play was nowhere near him, and I saw him hit the deck. LaJoie grounds out to the shortstop. So Bryce Martin Grudzalonic will bat with 2 outs and nobody on. Takes the first pitch down low for a ball. Pippins have gone down, having just 3 batters in an inning twice. In the second inning, a straight 3 up, 3 down for them. In the fourth, second batter of the inning, Chase Graves reached on a walk and stole second base before getting doubled off the bag on a line drive on a hit and run play. Bryce takes one in near the sleeves for a ball. It's 2-0. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Up high. So 3 balls and no strikes for Bryce, who had a RBI double in the first inning, and he's hit. I'm going to go with lower back on that one. So the Pippins do avoid sending just 3 batters to the plate in this inning. Here's Taylor Holder. Bryce on first base. First time Bryce has reached since that double in the first inning. He was 1 for 4. Still is 1 for 4 after the hit by pitch. Taylor Holder takes the ball low and away. Holder is 1 for 2 tonight. He was hit by a pitch in his first plate appearance in the first inning. Came around to score. Walked in the third and scored. Struck out in the fourth and singled in the sixth. Pickoff throw to first gets away. It's into the Bears bullpen. Skips off the fence. Bryce is on his way to third. Didn't stop running once. And gets into third. The throw just barely getting back into the infield. Taking advantage of the mistakes, and the Pippins will certainly take it. Error on the pickoff throw. Sends Bryce from first to third. 90 feet away from adding a 12th run to this game. Pippins currently lead 11-5, and Ronnie Moss slow to get back out to right field, so Casperson behind the plate steps out from behind to buy some time. Now it looks like the defense ready to go. Holder 1 ball and no strikes. Takes up high, and it's 2-0. Infield playing back against Taylor Holder. Pitch down in the dirt. Stopped by the glove of Casperson. Doesn't drop to the knees. And it's 3-0. Bryce on third base. He can move. Won't take a lot, and he's certainly aggressive on the base paths. Here's the 3-0. That one misses low and away. It's a 4-pitch walk to Taylor Holder. So 2 quick outs for Phillip Rowe. Then he hits Bryce on a 3-0 count and walks Taylor Holder on a 3-0 count. And out will come the pitching coach for a quick conversation with Rowe before Chase Graves steps to the plate. Want to talk about breaking out of a slump. Couple of guys here tonight have been doing a good job of it. Chase Graves, who was already breaking the ice a little bit on the slump. 2-run single in the first inning, reached on an error and scored in the third. Walked and stolen base in the fourth and walked in the sixth. Ended up getting stranded at third base when the Pippins left the bases loaded after scoring a run in that inning. Graves has been on base every plate appearance in this game. Fifth batter of the inning for the Pippins. Runners on the corners and 2 outs for Graves. Here's the first pitch from Rowe.
That one taken on the inside corner for a called strike. Graves dancing to the music as he stepped into the box with the after the timeout. Here's the 0-1. And that one, a front door breaking ball, just came over, and it's 0-2. Love to see a player that's loose, having fun down there. Doesn't seem to be too bothered by being down 0-2. 2 outs. Runners on the corners. Pippins lead 11-5. No runs so far here in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the pitch from Rowe. Misses low and away. It gets past the catcher to the backstop and dies. So Bryce Martin Grudzalonic will score standing up. And Taylor Holder moves up to second on the wild pitch. So Bryce gets hit by a pitch, and then an errant pickoff throw from Phillip Rowe sends him to third. And, of course, the errant pitch, the wild pitch, scores him from third. Holder moves over to second. Still a runner in scoring position for Chase Graves with a 1-2 count. No one had a chance of bouncing off the backstop and coming back to Kasperson, in which case Bryce might have had some trouble. Bach called on Phillip Rowe. Looks like he didn't step off the rubber as he signaled to the catcher that he wanted the same pitch called. So Holder moves over to third on the Bach. Some extra movement from Rowe out there. He's already got an unconventional delivery. Has to sort of work it into the confines of a legal stretch delivery at the college level. And does. Graves takes a ball up high. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runner on third base with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Popped up softly, shallow right field. Ronnie Moss makes the running catch, reaches out to make the grab. So 1 run scores on the errant pickoff throw and wild pitch. Bryce Martin Grudzalonic gives the Pippins a 12-5 lead. We head into the 8th. Pippins leading. We'll be right back. You're tuning in to Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Who knew it was so difficult to find the right bank?
I know. It's so confusing.
Checking out your banking options? Oh, sounds overwhelming.
It's a cloud of uncertainty.
Enough! With Banner Bank, it's easy to manage your finances, and help is here when you need it.
Be gone, Cloud!
Oh! Wait! Oh!
Built for action, built for banking. Banner Bank.
If we win the lottery, we'd remodel our home.
We'd start with the kitchen.
Ooh. And out back is where the big trucks will go.
Wow!
Ben, you don't even live here anymore?
Hey, don't forget about Grandma.
Okay, family meeting. Come on.
Welcome to the Ice Dome.
Welcome back for the top of the 8th inning. Owen Wild will take over. Not quite a save situation, but will likely be asked to throw the final 6 outs for the Pippins as they work to build up his confidence as well. Two-headed monster between him and Landon Shire. The ability to close down games. Shire, who we've already seen deliver the results, although he tends to make it interesting. Owen Wild, who we know has the ability, and it just depends on which Owen Wild shows up that night. So the Pippins, during the second half of the season, are going to give him plenty of late-inning opportunities, especially in close games, to get that confidence built up and to the point where Shire can close down a game and Wild can close down the next game, and they can switch off potentially a third pitcher in there, which would be huge going into the playoffs. Best of 3 series. 2 wins could do it. 2 wins on consecutive nights could do it. But Shire cannot pitch both nights in a row, especially if he records 6 outs on the first night. So the ability to have a closer who can go on each of those days in the playoffs, potentially with Shire coming back and being available in Game 3, would be humongous for the Yakima Valley Pippins, and that's what they look to get set here. Ronnie Moss fouls off the first pitch here in the top of the 8th inning. It's Moss, Casperson, and Lampinen to start things off. Here's the 0-1. This is just below the knees, and it's 1-1. 6, 7, and 8 for the Highline Bears in the top of the 8th inning. Pippins lead 12-5. 1-1 fouled off third base side, and it's 1-2. Saw a number of high-scoring games for the Pippins when they played non-league games in the past. Here's the 1-2 to Moss. Popped up. Foul again, third base side. Getting closer, though. This one bounces off the sunshade and back into lefties. So it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. And another pop fly foul ball by Moss, so the count remains 1-2. The Pippins have not scored 10 runs in a game since June 22nd in Ridgefield, coincidentally the same day that Austin Plante last had a hit. So both streaks broken here for the Pippins. A big one for Plante. They need that bat to come alive, and if it does, Pippins are in even better shape than they were coming into this game. Moss takes a pitch low and away, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Opportunity here in these non-league games. The Pippins putting some runs on the board, getting the bats confident as well as getting the arms confident. Right at the knees, taken strike 3, first strikeout of the outing for Owen Wild, and it's a looking one from Ronnie Moss. So here's Kyle Casperson, bats for the second time tonight. Casperson, who hit for Delisle in the 6th inning, has taken over catching duties as well for the Bears. Number of changes in this game for the Highline Bears. Not confident I've gotten all of them, but I am certainly trying to keep up with them. First pitch strike taken by Casperson. Thought that one was a little high. Wild works out of the stretch. Here's the 0-1. That one taken just below the knees. 1-1. Casperson a little bit taller. So the strike zone moves up just a few inches. Might go right back to that same spot, see if they can get the call. The 1-1 lined the other way into right and caught by Alex Shanks. Thought that was going to be shallower than it was. It hung up long enough, and Shanks just had to take a couple steps to his left to make the catch. So 2 outs, nobody on, and Tyler Black bats in place of Aaron Lampinen. First pitch misses for a ball. They get a new one for Wild. Black, who bats from the right side, will be a sophomore at Olympic College in the fall. Here's the 1-0 from Wild. Swung on and missed. Wild just blew that one right by him. As long as he can throw those for strikes, he will have a lot of success here in the West Coast League, especially because he can work in the off-speed pitches. Here's the 1-1. Here's an off-speed that just misses outside, I guess, and it's 2-1. That's the lasting power for a reliever. The first time you face someone who can throw fastballs, you might get fooled, but eventually you learn to time the fastball, and that's when they can mix in the off-speed pitches that lets them survive. Misses low and inside. It's 3-1 for Tyler Black. Swung on and missed on a pitch on the outside half of the plate. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Payoff pitch. At the knees, taken. Strike 3. Black knew it as soon as it hit the glove of Melenda. 3 up, 3 down for Owen Wild. 2 strikeouts and a line out. We head into the bottom of the 8th. Pippins leading 12-5. We'll be right back. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Be an energy efficiency hero. Install high-efficiency natural gas equipment, and you can be just like Cascade's most energy-efficient player of the game. Match his ERA of $710. Put some runs on the board by upgrading your furnace, improving your home's insulation, and switching to a condensing tankless water heater. Cascade's bench is deep with both residential and commercial incentives. Check them out at our website or give us a call and be an energy efficiency player of the game.
What's worse than standing in line at concessions? Now you can satisfy your appetite while remaining in your seat. With the mobile app Fan Food, you simply select Express Pickup and order your food. It is that simple. You deserve a VIP experience. Download Fan Food today.
Welcome back for the bottom of the 8th inning. Philip Rowe will throw a second inning. Gave up 1 run in the bottom of the 7th. He struck out 1, walked 1, hit 1 as well. A run was earned, and really, in the truest sense of the word, was actually they say it's unearned. Curious to see. Brock Melenda will lead things off for the Pippins in the bottom of the 8th inning. 7, 8, and 9 for them. Takes the first pitch inside for a ball. Yeah, I'm not really sure why they made that an unearned run. Martin Grudzelanek was hit by a pitch by Philip Rowe, and then moved to third on an errant pickoff throw by the pitcher. So it was an error that moved him over, but by the pitcher to negate that. That one bounces off the front of the press box. 2 balls and 1 strike for Brock Melenda. Bryce later scored on the wild pitch by Rowe. If there's anyone more responsible for that run scoring than Rowe, I'm not really sure who it would be. Ball inside to Melenda. 3 balls and 1 strike for the catcher. No hits tonight. Was hit by a pitch in the first. Here's the 3-1, and he gets hit on the jersey. So he's hit twice. Second batter hit by Rowe. And Melenda starts the bottom of the 8th by reaching on the hit by pitch. Here's Austin Plante. RBI base hit back in the bottom of the 6th inning on a double steal hit and run. Nice little bouncer through the right side of the infield. The hit and run pulled the second baseman away out of position, allowing the ball to get through to the right field and the run to score, and Plante will take it. See if he can add another here. Here's the 1-0. This is high and outside. It's 2-0. Rowe struggling to find the strike zone. Nobody down in the Highline bullpen. The Pippins are getting Kenny Johnson warm down there in their bullpen. Throw over to first, and back in safely is Melenda. So Owen Wild may not come back out for a 9th. They might let Kenny Johnson throw his 9th inning. Another option in a potential 3-game series when you need the win to throw in the last 1 to 2 innings. A close pickoff throw, but Melenda in there safely. 2 balls and no strikes for Austin Plante, left-handed hitter, DHing tonight. A pitch from Rowe. Outside, and it's 3-0. Brock Melenda, who led off the inning by getting hit by a pitch with a 3-1 count, is on first. The 3-0 misses inside, and Plante walks on 4 straight pitches. See if Highline starts to get somebody throwing down in their bullpen, or if they're just going to let Rowe stick this one out. Pippins leading 12-5. 2 more games left in this series, so if Rowe can get through this, even if he allows a few runs, it would save another arm for the next few days. Here's Alex Fernandez, who's 4 for 4 getting on base today. Takes a pitch on the low outside corner for a called strike. 2-run single in the first, 2-run single in the third, also scored a run in the third. Double in the fifth, came around to score, and a walk in the sixth. Takes a pitch high and outside. It's 1-1 for Fernandez, yet to be retired. Runners on first and second and no outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Pitch. Ooh, that pitch was looked a little outside, but with the 7-run deficit here in the bottom of the 8th, strike zone looks like it might have opened up just a little bit. So Alex Fernandez with a 1-2 count, in danger of potentially striking out on a pitch. Oh, thank God, and that one not called. 2 balls and 2 strikes. A kid who's having a great game. Would hate for him to get robbed on a pitch like that, just for the sake of getting this game over with. The 2-2 bounces inside, so it's a full count for Fernandez. Pippins lead 12-5. They look to add some runs one last time before the Bears get their last chance at the plate in the top of the 9th. Full count for Alex Fernandez, no outs and runners on first and second. Here's the payoff pitch. Inside, and he walks for the second time tonight. Alex Fernandez giving that on-base percentage quite the boost. You couldn't have asked for a better game out of him tonight. Timeout called by Kyle Casperson. He'll head out for a quick chat with Rowe. Probably telling Rowe, hey, just throw strikes, nothing fancy. You're getting through this inning one way or another. The Bears do start to get somebody loose down in the bullpen. Looks like Aiden McCann will start to throw. But at this point, the Bears will trade outs for runs to save the arm if they can. Spencer Marenko bats with no outs and the bases loaded here in the bottom of the 8th. Takes the first pitch over the heart of the plate for a called strike. Marenko, 1 hit on the night, did reach on an error as well. 0-1 pitch up high, and it's 1-1. Alex Shanks on deck. He was the first batter to face Rowe and did not look comfortable in the box against him. Here's the 1-1 to Spencer, taken up high, and it's 2-1. A 2-1 pitch. Inside, did he get a piece of him? It does not. So just a ball, 3 balls and 1 strike for the younger Marenko. Older brother Mason getting the day off tonight. Probably will get the start tomorrow at one of the infield positions. They tend to alternate. Here's the 3-1. Swung on and missed, and it's full count for Spencer Marenko. Thought he had a pitch to hit there. Big swing out of him. Had a strike to play with. Now we'll look to battle with a full count. No outs. Bases loaded. Pitch up high, And the merry-go-round goes a-turnin'. Bases loaded walk issued by Philip Rowe. Brock Melinda, who led off the inning by getting hit by a pitch, he scores. Austin Plante, who walked, goes to third. Fernandez, who walked, goes to second. And Spencer Marenko to first. The Highline Bears will make a change. We'll have that change for you in just a moment. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we'd gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
Les Schwab Tires. Proud to be ranked #1 in overall customer satisfaction for aftermarket tire replacement by J.D. Power 2 years in a row.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
Welcome back as we continue on with the bottom of the 8th inning. Philip Rowe, who managed to get through the bottom of the 7th, allowing just 1 run, hit his first batter of the inning in the bottom of the 8th, walked the next 3 to force home Brock Melinda, the 13th run of the game for the Pippins. They lead 13-5 here in the bottom of the 9th. As Aiden McCann takes over on the mound for the Highline Bears. So 4 walks for Rowe over 1 inning. Did not record an out here in the bottom of the 8th. Here's Alex Shanks, first batter to face McCann. He takes the first pitch up high for a ball. Shanks with the bad luck of the team tonight. First batter to face Rowe. Didn't look quite comfortable against the unconventional delivery of Rowe. And now the first batter to face off against Aiden McCann. Bats with the bases loaded and no outs. The 1-0 pitch just off the outside, and it's 2-0. The 2-0 from McCann, popped up out of play. Behind home plate by Shanks. Shanks with 3 base hits on the night. He's 3 for 5. 2 RBI for him. A run scored as well. 2-1 count. The pitch. High hit ball into left. Jaron Larson is too high, so Larson able to catch it in left field. Tagging from third is Plante. He will score, and everyone moves up a base on the throw to the plate. Plante, who's got plenty of speed, haven't been able to see a lot of it, and hopefully we'll get to see a lot of it as the season continues. Shows off the legs that time, tagging up from third on the sacrifice fly by Shanks. First out of the inning, and second run scored by the Pippins. As I said, the Bears more than happy to trade outs for runs at this point in the game. So here's Willie Lajoie, takes the first pitch high and outside. Lajoie 2 for 5. Single in the first, came around to score. RBI double in the third. Here's the 1-0. Popped up, out of play behind the press box. It's 1-1. A lot of runs scored in this game. Highline started the scoring with 3 runs in the top of the first inning. Pippins responded with 5 on 5 hits in the bottom of the first. 1 for the Bears in the second made it 5-4, but the Pippins added 4 runs in the third to take a 9-4 lead. made it 10 with a run in the 5th, 11 with a run in the 6th. Bears scored their 5th and final run to this point in the top of the 7th. But the Pippins scored 1 in the 7th and 2 so far here in the 8th. Here's the 1-2. This one skied into right field. Ronnie Moss will race over into the corner, has to reach out on the warning track to make the catch. And tagging up easily from third is Alex Fernandez. Spencer Marenko stays at second. Probably could have tagged up on the play. Third run scores for the Pippins on the sacrifice fly by Lajoie as the Bears continue to trade runs for outs. 2 outs, Spencer Marenko on second base. Here's Bryce Martin Grudzalanek. RBI double in the first. Hit by a pitch in the 7th, came around to score. Here's the first pitch from McCann. That one taken at the knees for a called strike. First 3 out of 4 batters to reach against Philip Rowe to start this inning have scored. Spencer Marenko on second, the last runner that is the responsibility of Rowe. McCann has come in and surrendered 2 sacrifice flies. He's not responsible for any of those runs. Here's the 0-1. And Bryce hits a hard bouncer to the Dylan Anders at third base. It gets past him. Coming around to score is Spencer Marenko. The throw to the plate, and he is out. So 3 runs for the Pippins in the bottom of the 8th. We head to the 9th. The base hit by Bryce Martin Grudzalanek does not produce a 4th run, and the Pippins lead 15-5. Here comes Kenny Johnson to finish things off. We'll be right back. You're tuning to Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Stay connected and let Perry Technical Institute provide you with essential skills to take your career to the next level. Perry Tech offers 14 specialized programs, from instrumentation and industrial automation to medical technologies, agricultural and diesel equipment technology, and professional truck driving. In as little as 5 weeks, you could be on your way to a new rewarding career. Call Perry Technical Institute today at 509-453-0374 or visit perrytech.edu.
What has not traveling this last year really cost us? How about our peace of mind? It's time for a change of pace. Time to put aside the stress of the last year and get a new perspective with Fly YKM. Take back the time you lost and save time for what really matters. It's time for Fly YKM. Fly faster. Fly safer. Visit flyykm.com and connect to over 88 cities today.
Welcome back for the top of the 9th inning. Kenny Johnson on to finish things off for the Yakima Valley Pippins. Brock Melinda, as Kenny came onto the field, went out to the mound. Brock, his first day with the team, now about to catch for his 5th pitcher of the night. Weston Janez pitched the first 3 innings for the Pippins. He allowed 4 runs, 2 of them earned on 2 hits, 3 walks, and a strikeout. He also hit a batter in his outing. Peyton Robertson pitched the next 3 innings, retired the first 6 batters he faced while throwing just 1 ball in the outing, then gave up 2 hits to start the 6th inning, struck out a batter, hit 1, and induced a double play ball to get out of the 6th. Case Matter pitched the 7th, Owen Wild the 8th. Kenny Johnson, first pitch, gets a grounder to the second baseman, Alex Fernandez, to retire Robbie Vandergrift. To the top of the order for the Highline Bears, and up to the plate will step Dylan Anders. First pitch taken on the outside corner for a called strike. And the next next one taken at the knees. Kenny Johnson, similar to Owen Wild, when they locate those fastballs, there's just nothing you can do as a hitter. You're not catching up to that in the first time you face him. 0-2 misses down low, and it's 1-2. That's what makes Kenny Johnson so effective out of the bullpen. As a starter, the batters get an opportunity to adjust their second or third time through the order. As a reliever, he comes in and just throws smoke, and Dylan Anders swings and misses at that one. Almost spun himself completely around. And there's the 2 quick outs here in the top of the ninth. Kenny Johnson 1 out away from finishing this one off. And Ryan Oka will bat for Jaron Larson. First pitch swinging before I can even get his name on air. Kenny Johnson wasting absolutely no time. The 0-1 swung on and missed. Oka just trying to get the bat in the strike zone and hoping it meets some leather. Johnson with the pinpoint control in this outing. Here's the 0-2. Inside, just missed. Off the glove of Brock Melenda. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Johnson trying to hold on to the 10-run lead. Here's the 1-2. That one bounces in low. Pippins trying to go 7-0 in non-league play. Heading into the second game tomorrow night against these Highline Bears at 6:35 p.m. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and missed. And Ryan Oka goes down swinging just as Dylan Anders did. Robbie Vandergrift does get some contact. He grounds out to second base. Kenny Johnson out in front of the mound waiting for someone to come congratulate him on a terrific 3-up, 3-down outing. I would certainly do it, but I'm up here in the booth. Players finally come out and give him his due. Kenny Johnson finishes off the 9th. Owen Wild with the 8th. Case Matter allows a run in the 7th. I already talked about Peyton Robertson's 3 scoreless innings. And the 4 runs, 2 of them earned, allowed by Weston Janeves. Pippins score 5 in the first inning, 4 in the third. Runs in the 5th, 6th, and 7th, and 3 runs in the 8th. Give them the 15-5 victory. A great start against the Highline Bears. They'll be right back at it tomorrow night, 6:35 p.m. on a baseball bingo winning Wednesday, and then conclude the series Thursday, also at 6:35 on a thirsty Thursday before the team takes off for Cowlitz on Friday. The Pippins with a big win in Game 1 here against the Bears. Look to do it again tomorrow night. I hope to see you then. Until then, I've been Chris Rosado Jr. Thank you so much for tuning in.